17 in the nation, but just a game behind the Bears in the standings. We are 2/3 of the way through the Big 12 season. The final third of this Big 12 schedule will determine who is hoisting the trophy at the end of the regular season. Tonight is a pivotal game for the Bears to get there. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. Alongside Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. And Lori, let's just start with stating the obvious. This is a big, big game for both teams. It was a big, big game last year when they met 3 times. TCU won those 3 games, all of them by a grand total of 5 possessions. They were a little bit better than the Bears last year. Tonight, Baylor's goal is to be a little bit better than them at the end of the night. And the team is downplaying the feeling that they owe them a little bit. It's all business tonight for the Bears, but if the Bears get it done, it's going to feel awfully good, particularly for those who were here last year and had to endure those 3 tough losses.
Yeah, we all remember those 3, but, you know, this team today, you know, they understand it's a new season, and some players on this team have no idea what happened last season unless somebody has told them about that. So the kind of mentality that Baylor has had all year is just what's up next. And if you think ahead of yourself, that's where you really get into trouble. So just focus on the next 40 minutes. That will be the big part of this game, and whoever comes out on top.
Well, it's a matchup between the top 2 defenses in the Big 12, strength against strength. TCU, the Big 12's number 3 offense. You've got some of the Big 12's most dynamic playmakers. Talia Scott for the Bears, the second leading scorer in the conference. 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists per game. For TCU, Olivia Miles. She is the 5th leading scorer in the Big 12. Just under 20 points per game to go along with 6 rebounds, 6.7 assists. She makes up a big part of their offensive attack, as does Marta Suarez, a transfer from Cal. 16 points per game. Really has it all, Lori. You've got 2 great defenses, you've got strong offenses, and you've got some of the Big 12's best playmakers, really some of the nation's best playmakers.
Well, there's a reason this game is on Thursday night and why it is nationally televised, because everybody knows when Baylor and TCU play, something is on the line, and you're going to get a really great game, especially if you look at the last 3, where they were just a handful of possessions. Baylor, though, on the minus side of those possessions in those 3 losses, Baylor hoping to improve on that here in 2026.
It is Baylor and TCU coming up tonight shortly after 6 p.m. nationally televised on ESPN, and many people have stepped up in ways worthy of our admiration. What a great job by Baylor fan experience marketing. They've done a lot of great things to get fans here. There's concession deals. Started off as $5 tickets in the upper deck, but today an anonymous Baylor donor bought up every remaining ticket and said, give them free to the Baylor fans. Just get them here.
That.
And so the remaining tickets for tonight's game in the upper deck are all free. So if you hear our voice, come on out here. There may still be a few left that you can snag on. And if those aren't available, there are probably some affordable tickets elsewhere to buy. But free tickets for the Waco community, for the Baylor family. Really, really nice.
You know, it's also really sweet. We've got a huge student section behind us, and they're wearing those Sikkim jerseys. They got the really cool giveaway today, and I love everybody who's walking in this place is dressed in gold.
Yep, it is a gold out here at Foster Pavilion. The students have already mostly filled the student section behind us. There's more along the baseline seats, and as the Bears take the floor, they are making some noise. This is Conecuh's Sausage Countdown to tip-off. Conecuh's sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork. Their patented blend of seasonings and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh's sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh's Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Well, one player that in the last 2 games these 2 teams faced each other who was unavailable, it was Dariana Little-Page-Buck. She's the only player in the Big 12 averaging a double-double. She gets to play against TCU for the first time in over a year. What's it mean to her? We will hear from her when we come back as we get you ready for 12th ranked Baylor and 17th ranked TCU. First place in the Big 12 is on the line tonight at Foster Pavilion on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. No reputable company or government agency will ever ask you to pay them with gift cards, Bitcoin, or a person-to-person payment app. Scammers use these options because the money can't be traced. Just don't do it.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Let's go Central Texas. President's Day sales event means big savings on brand new vehicles at Allen Samuels in Waco. Check out the all-new, completely redesigned 2026 Jeep Cherokee, and don't miss the all-new Dodge Charger 6-pack, because that 6-pack is built to run fast and hard. From everyday capability to pure performance, now is the time to buy and save big at Allen Samuels, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
From tip-off, 12th ranked Baylor, 17th ranked TCU for first place in the Big 12 Conference. Today's game is presented by Magnolia Realty, the official real estate partner of Baylor Athletics. Well, Lori, as we move into tonight's game, you think back those games, those 3 games against TCU, all stand out in our memory. And 2 players who are on the sideline for either 2 or all of those games are going to play a big role tonight for the Bears. One is Jana Van Geitenbeek. Of course, she tore her ACL in the and she had the knee injury in the very first game of the year. And by the time we got to that TCU game in January, we had been without her for a while. Meanwhile, Dariana Littlepage-Buggs played in that first game in Fort Worth, but then with the knee injury, she was unavailable for the duration of the regular season in the Big 12 Conference. And we missed them, and on a personal note, I'm just happy for them. These are the kinds of games they want to play in. Yeah. We need them out there, and it's going to be fun to see them get that chance this evening.
Those are the things that you sometimes just forget. We knew that Jana wasn't available, but you forget about that length, that duration of the time that Littlepage-Buggs had to just sit on the bench with that meniscus injury and just wait till she could get cleared finally to play. And even when she did finally come back in the NCAA tournament, she was limited to time. So now here she is, just raring to go, especially at full strength, and just playing a tremendous game so far this season for Baylor.
The only player in the Big 12 averaging a double-double, Dariana Littlepage-Buggs. Meanwhile, Jana Van Geitenbeek, number 4 in the Big 12 and number 13 in the nation in assists per game. When we talked to Buggs about what it means to play in tonight's game in today's Player Spotlight.
It means a lot, especially having me and Janet back. We got to, I got to play that first time we played them, but didn't. But it's just going to mean a lot for us. We sat there, we watched our team lose, and it was really, really hard. So I think just us bringing that grit back of wanting to get back, but not taking it too personal, because that's not how you win games. But just bringing that grit to this game to maybe show a little different look and what we have to give. I think we're going to pour into our teammates more, because it really did hurt seeing us lose those 2 games.
I think, you not being in those games, you were on the sidelines contributing in different ways. I'm curious, is there anything you take away from that experience? Not that you would have chosen it, but has it benefited you in any way?
Absolutely. I would kind of describe it as like some of the best times of my life. And you think like, well, you were injured, you didn't play, and that is true. And I absolutely wanted to be out there with my team, but it just showed me a lot of love, and it helped me pour into my teammates. My teammates are playing out of position, different positions. They have to go through hardships. I was the leading rebounder, so it's like, okay, well, people have to get in there and rebound some more. But just being able to motivate my team and seeing what they accomplished was absolutely amazing. And like I said, that was probably the best time of my life. My team was doing really good at that point. And I was just really proud of them, and I really wanted them to know that. They always let me know that, so I just wanted to pour that back in. But it just kind of gave me a different perspective on things and kind of lived life a little bit more freely then, but it just allowed me to pour that back into my teammates.
You were coach bugs, cheerleader bugs, a little bit of both of those on the bench last year. Finally, I want to ask you, you look, obviously, you've just picked up right where you left off, needed elevated your game. Kind of one-on-one, right? You're the only player in the Big 12 averaging a double-double. What does it mean to you to be able to contribute with that kind of versatility at a high level for your team?
It just means a lot. I think that it shows my teammates, my coaches, they pour into me a lot that, hey, like, you're not one-dimensional. You can go get it on defense and offense, and it just means a lot because it's like it opens up for my teammates too. Like, if you crash on me, you box out, well, that gives my teammates another opportunity to do something, and it just kind of maybe puts a little bit of attention on me so my teammates can get open. So it's all about just getting my teammates open and giving them that credit as well, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing, but they come in on me, that's your time to shine.
Spring in Waco means one thing: Baylor baseball on Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark. From big home runs to big-time moments, this season is packed with must-see action. Season tickets are on sale now, giving you the best seats, the best value, and every unforgettable play all spring long. Don't just hear the crowd, be a part of it. Get your Baylor baseball season tickets today at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit Union's easy online application. It's a winning season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor and TCU tonight at Foster Pavilion, a top 15 matchup between two of the 4 Big 12 leaders. Baylor in first place, and it's time for a pregame visit with head coach Nikki Collin. And Coach Nikki, everything about this matchup screams a marquee game. You've got the top 2 defenses in the Big 12, a fight for the top spot in the Big 12, and there's a lot of hype around it. National TV, a lot of fan engagement things, and a lot of fun. The things the kind of games you want to play in. I'm curious for your players, what do you see in them about their ability to keep their focus on what the focus is, and how do you all work with them as a staff to keep the focus on what's at hand today so that you can enjoy the spoils of it afterwards?
Yeah, I think the first thing about this group is it's a group that likes playing together, and I think they're not afraid of the moment, which helps because when you look at TCU, they're the oldest team in the country. They have arguably the best point guard in the country who's going to go top 5 in the WNBA draft, and we're going to have WNBA scouts here tonight, and so, you're playing against an elite opponent, but I think every kid that comes to Baylor to playing games like this. And so they just have to be reminded that this is what you're here for. I mean, you're here to play top 25 matchups on TV. That means something. And so I think they're excited. I think they're excited about the way our marketing department has shown up for us with this game in terms of how we're promoting it and all the things going into it. And so I think they're excited to see what it looks like in here with a lot of gold.
A good crowd on hand tonight for the Bears. We visit with Coach Nikki Collin. And, Coach Nikki, I think a lot of people listening remember those close games against TCU last year. No, it's a different team, new players. Broadly, who is TCU this year compared to last year?
Yeah, I think they're really special offensively. I know their numbers defensively stand out, but I really believe it's a team that is good defensively because they're so veteran and they play very scout-specific and they switch when they need to switch and they play drop coverage and they know personnel. They really know personnel and do a good job of guarding personnel correctly. But I think offensively everything starts with Olivia Miles and her ability to be elite with the basketball, especially in transition. When she's out and she has room, her ability to create shots for other people is as good as anyone probably in the history of college women's basketball. I mean, there have been point guards as good as her, some even better, but the things that she can do with the ball in her hands, the way she can get the ball to open teammates makes her, to me, very unique.
Well, you look at this Baylor team, obviously top in the nation in three-point defense, one of the top teams in the interior all year. So it's strength against strength in a lot of ways from those numbers show. Where are some areas that your team needs to be good or even better when you have a playmaker like that?
Yeah, we just can't. We can't be in no man's land. I think, we have to cover out on their shooters, make them go 2x2x2, make them take contested pull-ups. Really keep them in front. We need as much as possible to keep a body on a body and not get caught in a lot of 2-on-1 situations. So our ball screen coverage, when push comes to shove, they're going to run a lot of different things, but they're all going to end up with Olivia Miles in the middle of the floor in a ball screen with either Suarez or Silva, and her playing out of that, and making the reads based on who's tagging rollers, things like that. So our ability to get through screens, to get under screens, to get around screens, to keep a body on a body if we're switching and not create rotations gives us a chance to be successful. If we're consistently in rotations all night, they're going to get open threes, and then it's going to come down to whether they make them or not, and we're giving them one shot. And so I think it's getting them to take the shots that we want them to take, them missing more of them than they make, and us rebounding them. That'll be a big difference at that end of the floor.
Visiting with Coach Nikki Collin, it is Baylor and TCU tonight at Foster Pavilion. You think some of those games last year, Coach Nikki, some low-scoring games. Talia Scott is a weapon you didn't have last year. Teams are obviously trying to slow her down, take her out of the game where they can. What have you seen in her ability to adjust to teams focusing all the more on her as the year's gone on?
Yeah, we've creatively started to use her to screen for others. I think, people are pretty much attaching to her, whether they're top docking her on screens or locking and trailing. They're not leaving her. And so because of that, utilizing her in screens, if she sets a good screen and her player isn't going to help, we can get other people open. If they do help, now we can get the ball to her. And just getting our team to understand that the ball has to change sides of the floor. I don't care how good teams' defenses are. When you shift them side to side, you're going to get shots for your best players. You're going to get better shots for everybody else. But, I think with her, it's kind of trusting that as the game goes along, things will loosen up. We'll figure out what her team's doing this game. Are they gonna trap her off ball screens? But they're not going to trap anybody else. And so certainly there's always a game plan for Talia. It's gotten harder to get her off pin downs because they don't allow her to use them. And so trying to creatively find ways to give her alternate reads out of all those actions.
And finally, Coach Nikki, obviously it's more than just one player. Where are opportunities might other players have to exploit what TCU is trying to do defensively tonight?
Yeah, I think once we know their ball screen coverage, I think there's a lot of things that we can do. But because they mix ball screen coverages, and they even did against us last year, we've got to be sensitive and aware of what they're doing, whether they're in drop coverage, whether they're switching, so we understand our reads. I think it's a team you can get out in transition. If we can rebound, we can run. None of their posts run the way our posts run the middle of the floor. So if we can get some easy stuff in transition, or they're putting pressure on the rim, that's when we can get threes and early shots. And other than that, I think it's really about, do we screen them well? Do we move the ball side to side? And are we patient enough to get a great shot? Because I do think this is a team that will allow you to get to a good shot if you're patient enough to do it.
All right, thanks very much. Bears head coach Nikki Collin with the pregame comments. It is Baylor and TCU coming up straight ahead from Foster Pavilion here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
This is Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Today's game is brought to you by Magnolia Realty, the official real estate partner of Baylor Athletics. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, here is the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
Big 12 matchup, first place in the Big 12 Conference on the line. Tonight, the first of 6 remaining games for the Bears. 3 of them, including tonight, are against teams that are all within a game of first place. These will be the matchups that determine who hoists the trophy at the end of the regular season. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us once again. Alongside our courtside engineer, Bob Baker and Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith here at Foster Pavilion on the Baylor Waco Brazos Riverfront Foster Pavilion this evening tonight. Cameron Savoy, our producer, at our studios in Waco as we wind down on our Conecuh Sausage Countdown to tip-off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork. Their patented blend of seasonings and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Lori, before we delve into tonight's starting lineups, I got to say, fans got the memo, and they are well supportive of the Go Gold initiative tonight. I don't see many fans not in gold. It is popping tonight and will be on national television as well.
Yeah, it's exciting to have students here as well. And it is a beautiful day outside. And for a 6 o'clock game, it's so nice in February to be able to walk up and have a light jacket on over your gold shirt. But it's very exciting tonight. It's so wonderful to see everybody here to support Baylor women's basketball in a really pivotal game in the Big 12 Conference tonight.
Starting lineups are being introduced. We will give them to you now. When it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics, Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texans. The backdrop for tonight's matchup, Baylor a game ahead of TCU in the Big 12 standings with 2 teams in between them. Baylor hopes to remain in first place in the Big 12 at the end of the night against a team that they defeated 37 times between 1990 and the 2024-25-26 season. But in the 2026 calendar year, TCU won all 3 matchups by a grand total of 5 possessions to claim a Big 12 regular season and tournament title. The Bears want to get that back. All right, the starting lineups now. First for the visitors, the Horned Frogs of TCU. Number 17 in the nation. They are 21-4 overall, 9-3 in Big 12 play with the conference's top field goal percentage and best scoring defense. The lineup, as written out by their head coach Mark Campbell, looks like this. At the point guard, Olivia Miles, a 5th-year senior, a transfer from Notre Dame. She is a 3-time All-American, averaging just under 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists per game. Also a guard, Taylor Bigby, a 6'1 senior, a transfer from Southern Cal, 7 points and 2 assists per game. And then the other guard, Donovan Hunter, she was a glue player for them last year, seemed to make every play at the right time against the Bears last season. The transfer from Oregon State this year is their 3rd leading scorer, the junior averaging 12.5 points per game. And then the forwards for a team that is among the nation's oldest on average and is the nation's tallest. They've got Marta Suarez, a 6'3", 5th-year forward, a transfer from Cal, 7th in the Big 12 in scoring at 16 points per game. She's got 7 rebounds. And then the center, 6'7" sophomore Clara Silva, a native of Portugal, a transfer from Kentucky, 10 points, 8 rebounds per game. So for the Horned Frogs, it is Miles, Bigby, Hunter, Silva, and Suarez. For the Bears, the starting lineup is written out by head coach Nikki Collin for her team that is 21-4 overall, 10-3 in Big 12 play. Baylor is 10-2 in Big 12 play, rather. Baylor takes the floor in gold jerseys with green letters and numerals, green trim. The lineup looks like this. At point guard, Jana Van Geitenbeek. She didn't get a play in these games last year. This year, 8 points, 6 assists per game. And at the other guard, Talia Scott. She is just 10 points away from reaching 1,000 for her career. If she reaches that tonight, she will become just the 22nd player since 2000 to reach 1,000 points in 48 games or less, on her way to potential All-American season. And then the forwards, senior Bella Fauntleroy, 6 feet out of Springfield, Missouri, just under 10 points and 6 rebounds per game. Dariana Little-Page-Buggs, the only player in the Big 12 averaging a double-double, 11 and 11 per game. She leads the Big 12 in rebounds and is number 13 in the nation. And then the center, 6'4", Kirsten Johnson, a native of Duncanville. Her first time to play in this rivalry. She's 2nd in the Big 12 in blocked shots, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks per game. So for the Bears, it is Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Buggs, and Johnson. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Baylor, Scott and White, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. And tonight's game is presented by Magnolia Realty, the official real estate partner of Baylor Athletics. Well, Lori, Foster Pavilion is alive like it has not been this entire year. It's a big game. People have showed up. It's a great crowd. Let's see if these Bears can give them the show that we know they want to give them. They fell just short last year. It's a new year, and here we are about to get this rolling here. Coach Nikki making her way by to give everyone on the scores table a fist bump. That is always appreciated. And now we are ready to go. Lori, TCU does have a height advantage. That's not always the case. It's going to be really fun and interesting to see how Baylor's stars in the middle perform against them.
You know, you stand up against Kirsten Johnson, who is at least 6'3", maybe a little bit taller than that. And she looks small out there right now. And, you know, and we barely come up to her shoulders. But sometimes length can bother Baylor, but there are other ways that Baylor has some strengths of their own, and we're ready to get underway.
TCU controls the tip, and we are underway. Clara Silva tips it back to Miles, and here we go. The Horned Frogs begin on offense. Miles swings it to Hunter left side, kicks it back out to Bigby. Now Miles takes the feed with KJ out on her. Miles wants to drive, has a little bit of room, sees a lane, gets inside, beats KJ and lays it in to give TCU a 2-0 lead 20 seconds into the ball game. The Bears will get their first look at things offensively now. It's Buggs sending it back to Jenna Van Geitenbeek. Jenna, the senior in her 6th year in collegiate basketball, missing almost all of last year, save for a few minutes with an injury. A moving screen will wipe out Baylor's first offensive possession and give it back to TCU. That has been a problem as of late, the moving screen, and this one is called on Bella Fauntleroy, and boy, you hate to see her pick up an early foul. Here is Miles, TCU with it, up 2-0. She's got it high on the right side. TCU jumped out to early leads in all 3 games last year that were pivotal after Baylor came back in all of them, but TCU was able to hold on. 15 seconds to shoot for the Horned Frogs. Suarez, their second leading scorer, bangs her way inside, leans in on Buggs and rolls it in. She was able to get Buggs off her feet and flip it in. TCU with a 4-0 lead. 1 minute gone in tonight's ball game. Bears looking to crack the scoreboard here as Van Geitenbeek works around a Talia Scott screen. Heard Coach Nikki say they've really have her setting screens more to find different ways to get her open as teams focus more on her. Oh, Buggs throws it away. Donovan Hunter with the steal. She leaves it for a trailer. She tried to. Jana Van Geitenbeek cut in front of Miles and stole it. Dueling turnovers. The Bears have it back on offense. Buggs, right side. She'll fire a 3, and it's no good. Silva collects the board. 4-0 TCU, just over 90 seconds gone with the clock moving in this way. Olivia Miles around a screen. She'll launch a 3. That's well off the mark. Jana picks the rebound up off the floor, and she is off and moving once again. Bears looking for their first points. A minute 45 into the game. Down 4-0. Here's Talia Scott. Around a screen to the free throw line. Sends it back to KJ. She's open. She pulls the 3, but it's too strong. Weak side board to Miles. That was Suarez out there to contest, and she clanked it off the back iron. Now Suarez takes the feed, lets a 3 fly, no good. Silva, the 6'7" center, had a hand on the basketball, but Buggs cuts underneath and tips it away. Here come the Bears, down 4-0, 2 minutes, 15 seconds in. Talia Scott is going to let a 3 fly off the dribble and splashes it in.
Whoa!
That's not a good shot for everyone, but it was for her there.
You know, she just has enough ability just to be square as soon as she gets the ball, no matter how far behind the line she is.
Now TCU tries to answer, and Miles does a follow-a 3 from dead on top, and it is 7-3 at TCU. 7 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. KJ takes the feed, tries a mid-range jumper, misses it off the back rim, and Miles collects the rebound. Bears down by 4 here in the early going. Miles, one of the nation's elite point guard, fires a 3 off the dribble and knocks it down. Back-to-back 3s for Olivia Miles, and TCU has opened up a 7-point lead 3 minutes into the ball game. Van Geitenbeek scoops it back to Buggs, steps inside the arc and has her jumper in and out. Rebound tipped back out to the top of the circle where Suarez gathers it in. Oh, that one just wouldn't stay down. Suarez nearly walks with it. She's caught up in the paint and now unloads outside for TCU to Bigby. 6:37 to play first quarter. Bigby drives to the free throw line. Thought she had some room, but KJ cut in front of her defensively. Now Suarez bangs inside, lost the ball. It's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by TCU. Clara Bielefeld will check in for the Horned Frogs early in place of Silva. And Talia Parker is in as well. These are two relatively little used players for TCU. Bielefeld averages 3 points and 3 boards per game, but Parker just 2 points per game in relatively limited action, but they're in early. TCU with the ball and a 10-3 lead on the Bears early. 7 seconds to shoot. Miles has got to unload a 3, not even off the dribble, and it's no good. Bugs collects the rebound. That's the second rebound for Bugs. She's off and running, determined to take it inside, shakes the defender and lays it in.
Yeah, that's what Coach Nicky was talking about, the ability to move in transition. That almost looked like the way Talia Scott can move down the floor. And determined Bugs finishes at the rim, cuts the lead in half.
Baylor trying to pick it up on the defensive end now with 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Miles has it at the edge of the arc. Bounces down low to Suarez. Fauntleroy on her. She drives inside. Can't get the roll to fall. She tried to lay it in. It bounced off. Fauntleroy collects the rebound. Here come the Bears down 10-5. Talia Scott thought about a 3. Now drives inside. Kicks it in the corner. Here's Jana hitting a 3 out of the right corner and pulling the Bears to within 2. Jana Van Geitenbeek, she could be key tonight, Lori. They're gonna hone in on Talia Scott. Her and Bella Fauntleroy in particular, they need to knock down a couple of threes tonight.
Exactly. Somebody's going to be wide open with that ability to be able to score. And Talia Scott with the assist to Jana Van Geitenbeek.
And now Miles misses a layup at the defensive end for the Bears. Baylor back the other way. Here's Bugs taking the feed in close and kissing it off the glass to tie the game at 10. A 7-0 run for the Bears after they'd fallen behind 10-3 early.
And a lot of it is pulling down rebounds and getting moving in transition. You're getting TCU out of position defensively, and you're able to find some really high percentage shots.
Halfway through the first quarter, Miles has some room, pulls the trigger on a 3 and misses it. Baylor fumbles the rebound, but Jana Van Geitenbeek saves it along the baseline. The Bears with a chance to claim their first lead of the night if they can hit a bucket here. Jana with a hesitation move inside, feeds it back out to KJ. They swing it left side to Bella Fauntleroy, thought about a 3, around a Bugs screen, kicks it back out to Bugs. 10 seconds to shoot now for the Bears. It's in the hands of Jana again. She fakes a pass, lets a 3 fly, misses. Offensive rebound, Bugs, put back, good. Baylor in front, 12-10.
Yeah, Bugs just getting on the boards right now for Baylor. She has 3 rebounds, and she scored off of at least 2 of them.
9 straight points for the Bears. Suarez, though, finds Hunter open in the corner, and she knocks down a 3 to put TCU back in front at 13-12. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Boy, she was that player last year. Just felt like she made every play for them when they needed it. Bears down by 1, but they have scored 9 of the game's last 12 points. Here's Bugs with it, left elbow, outside to KJ. She hands it off to Jana Van Geitenbeek around a screen, sees a lane, gets inside. Oh, left the runner short. There was contact and there was no call. Here comes TCU the other way, and Baylor steals it as KJ got a hand on the pass. Talia Scott comes away with it off the dribble. 3 in a crowd, maybe not the best look at it, short. And Bielefeld grabs the rebound.
I know what she was trying to do, but it was 3-on-1, and you didn't have anybody to get back there and try to pull down a rebound.
Kyle Abraham will check in on the next dead ball for the Bears. Boy, 2 clutch free throws she hit on Saturday. TCU 13, Baylor 12. It's Suarez wanting to back her way in on Bugs, trying to clear some room, gaining leverage, misses the turnaround, picked up her own rebound in a crowd, gets it back to the bucket again, puts it on the floor, drives inside again and rolls it in. Puts TCU in front 15-12 with just under 3 minutes remaining here in an action-packed first quarter. Van Geitenbeek hesitates at the right side, guarded by Hunter. They are going to swing it around the horn. It's Bella Fauntleroy now behind the screen, unloads a 3, misses badly, and the rebound picked up by Hunter. She pushes it ahead to Miles into the front court, wants to drive on Fauntleroy, tries a step back 3 and misses everything. The air ball will give it back to the Bears. We are at our first quarter media timeout with 2:34 to go because it's just been up and down the floor for the last few minutes. There's been no time to take a break. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different, Bank Central, Central National Bank. 2:34 to play first quarter. TCU 15, Baylor 12. That's the score here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back.
We didn't lose it, I just muted
When it comes
him.
to
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
it's for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you get a call saying they're going to lock you in jail for missing jury duty unless you pay a fine, that's fake. Scammers use scare tactics to force you to act without thinking. Just hang up the phone.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
First quarter media timeout here at Foster Pavilion. Baylor trails TCU early by a score of 15-12. TCU opened up a 10-3 lead, but the Bears put together a 9-0 run to reclaim the lead before TCU took it back. It's now 15-12. Something to keep an eye on. Don't have any word on what happened, but Dariana Littlepage Buggs was helped into the locker room with the assistance of a couple of our grad assistants and student managers. Lori, I didn't see anything, but she's not in the game right now, and she is heading back to the locker room area, ostensibly to be checked out. So I don't have any other information than that at the moment.
Well, Littlepage Buggs was a key during that 9-0 run. She had 6 of those 9 points, and she did a couple of them, one off of an offensive rebound and another one that she pulled off of a defensive rebound and just took it down the floor by herself in transition, found herself a lane and scored. And she has been active all over the floor for Baylor. And so this is just another time where it's the next man up, and you've got to be able to perform. You don't have to be Dariana Littlepage Buggs, but just play within yourself right now.
Well, hopefully she's all right. Kyla Abraham will check in for her. We'll see if we can find out any information on what transpired there. But the ESPN cameras got her going in there to the locker room, and Kyla Abraham is in for her with 2:34 to play. In the first quarter, the Bears will have the ball out of the timeout. It will be Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Abraham, and KJ. TCU defensively has Parker, Silva, Suarez, Bigby, and Hunter on the floor. Here's Jana Van Geitenbeek into the front court. Talia Scott working off a screen, takes the bounce pass at the free throw line, bounces it to Abraham, turns and faces the basket. She's going to shoot this and probably shoot no good. Oh, well, she threw it away. And here comes TCU. It's Suarez feeding it over to Hunter, middle of the floor. Hunter spins it right side to Parker. On the drive, Parker gets inside, puts up a tough runner, misses everything, and it is Buggs collecting the rebound. Talia Parker, the 6'1 sophomore, limited playing time this year, but she's in here early. Baylor with the ball down 15-12, under 2 minutes to go. Talia Scott tries to feed Abraham on a bounce pass in traffic. She could not grab the pass, and then when she did, she traveled with it.
Well, that was a great bounce pass because the defense just collapsed on Talia. And, bounce passes are hard to make in traffic, and Kyla had her hands on it, but she just could not corral the basketball. And that's a tough turnover for Baylor, who hasn't scored in 2.5 minutes.
Just over 100 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Baylor down 15-12. It is the 6'7 Silva with the ball high on the right edge, trying to find a teammate. Suarez comes and gets single digits on the shot clock. Suarez dribbles to the free throw line and cashes in on the pull-up jumper.
Well, I just got around a screen and had enough space. Baylor just did not come quickly enough out to her to challenge Suarez, and it's a 7-0 run by TCU. It's a game of runs.
It has been so far. 1:10 to go and counting. Jana Van Geitenbeek has it left side of the floor. Angles to the top of the key, spins it in the corner. Catch and shoot three for Talia Scott. Too strong. Bella Fauntleroy taps the rebound out of bounds. And I'm glad that's all she did. That was dangerously close to a over-the-back foul there, at least coming down, but thankfully it was not, and it's TCU basketball. She's already got one foul, and with Dariana Littlepage-Buggs in the locker room for a reason we don't know why, you can't lose both of them. Here's Suarez with it for TCU, dancing left of the lane. She's got it on the left edge, wants to drive inside on KJ. Abraham got a hand in it, but she was able to maintain possession and flip it off the glass and in.
That's 6 straight points from Suarez.
TCU once again with a 7-point edge here, 19-12. 33 seconds to play in the first half. Talia Scott tries to feed that bounce pass in a crowd again to a cutting post player, and again they cannot connect. It's out of bounds, giving it back to TCU as Parker checks in for Hunter.
I think KJ saw that there was a TCU player right there. She pulled that basketball in. She's got to run right into somebody. That's just one that was really hard for Baylor to be able to execute. The last one, yes, that one was a little higher level of difficulty.
Silva out, Bielefeld in for TCU. There's a second between the clocks. They can essentially drain the first quarter here, up 19-12. It is Olivia Miles, a 3-time All-American. She did airball the last one, but I don't know. You sometimes let a sleeping bear lie. She has the ball on the dribble, angles behind the arc, 7 seconds to shoot, gives it off to Silva, kicks it in the corner, 3 seconds to shoot. Bielefeld drives baseline and lays it in. The Little U's Bielefeld gives TCU a 9-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Dariana Littlepage-Buggs is back out of the locker room and on the bench here. That's a good sign. See if she's available to come back in the second quarter. But it's TCU, just like they did last year, finishing the first quarter with a run and the lead. They are up 21-12 at the end of one. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Bears down 9 as we head to the second quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Let's go, Central Texas. President's Day sales event means big savings on brand new vehicles at Allen Samuels in Waco. Check out the all-new, completely redesigned 2026 Jeep Cherokee, and don't miss the all-new Dodge Charger 6-pack because that 6-pack is built to run fast and hard. From everyday capability to pure performance, now is the time to buy and save big at Allen Samuels, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Foster Pavilion, where the 12th-ranked Bears trail the 17th-ranked Horned Frogs by 9 at the end of one, 21-12. If you heard us mention Dariana Littlepage-Buggs was helped into the locker room earlier, which was bad to see. We do have at least something good to report. She is back out on the bench with her team. Now, why she went there and what her availability is, we don't know. We'll probably get some sense of that going forward here. But right now, the Bears could certainly use her and use a spark. Down by a score of 21-12. And, you know, Lori Baylor opened up after falling behind 10-3. The Bears scored 9 straight points, opened up a 12-10 lead. But after that, it was turnovers that really kind of fueled that TCU 11-point run.
Yeah, 3 straight turnovers from the 2:17 mark on. And what happened, TCU went right down the floor and scored off of those turnovers. So Baylor's just got to find a way to take good care of the basketball and to be able to do it without Buggs on the floor. You know, it'll be, we'd love to see her back out there, and hopefully we will. But one player who's back in the lineup now is Kayla Downs, who had a really good night last game out. I think she had 12 points in that game, and against Arizona State, and just played really strong in the point, in the paint. And you're going to have to play that way, especially with the way Suarez is able to play inside out.
Well, what a job Kaylin Elms did, Lori, on Saturday. 12 points, her third double-digit scoring game of the year. And boy, The Bears needed all of them in that 3-point win over the Sun Devils. Bears begin the second quarter on offense. Here's Bella Fauntleroy taking the feed, driving inside. She's banged into. There's no whistle, and she lost the ball out of bounds. I say she was banged into. There was contact there. If they let that go on both ends, you can live with that, but she could have held on to the basketball. But another turnover. That is now 6 of them for the Bears, leading to 6 TCU points.
Four in a row.
Here is Suarez driving inside on Abraham. Throws an elbow, but then leaves the shot short. Rebound hits the floor. Nelms, and a crowd gathers it in for the Bears.
Great
Feeds
defense.
it ahead to Jenna Van Guyten. She sees a lane to the basket, takes it all the way, but misses the layup. Biles falls to the floor and comes away with the layup. She was almost too open. She got to the bucket so quickly that she had a little too much on it. TCU with the ball, 45 seconds into the second quarter, a 21-12 lead for the visitors from Fort Worth. Here is Suarez. Is she bleeding over there? Miles will unload a 3 and miss. It's no good. Rebound to Talia Scott. Good news. Dariana Littlepage Buggs is going to check in. Meanwhile, Suarez is definitely bleeding, and they blow the whistle to stop play so that she can be attended to. Got just a couple of tributaries of blood there, and they're going to take immediate timeout and take a look at this to see if there's anything beyond inadvertent contact. But Suarez is bleeding underneath, on her left cheek, beneath her left eye, and they're going to look and see if they can find the culprit. But it is good to see that Dariana Littlepage Buggs has checked in.
That is great news, and the play ahead of that was great defense by Kyla Abraham on Suarez, going straight up in the air and challenging her at the rim. Nobody's done that yet, but Kyla just went straight up in the air. I don't know what happened after that, but we shall see.
We will see. See if there's an unobserved flagrant foul. We'll find out the results of that when we come back. I want to say hello to everyone watching on our Courtside cam. Brought to you by Nextlink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. A minute gone, second quarter, Bears down 9, reviewing to see if there was an unobserved flagrant foul against the Bears, and we'll let you know when we come back on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Slam that cash with First Central Credit Union. Create a full court press with First Central's free checking that pays you cash back and refunds fees from other banks' ATMs. Enjoy free reward checking and be the MVP of a new cashback season. It's an easy bank shot. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TCU 21, Baylor 12. That's the score in our second quarter media timeout. 9:01 to play, so still a long way to go before halftime. They stop plays here, and as I look at this, it looks like going after the rebound.
Suarez, and it looks like all eyes were up going for the basketball. I mean, you hate for somebody to get popped and bleeding. That made me go, ow. You know, that's got to hurt right off the top of your cheekbone.
I see some shaking of the heads. What's that mean? I don't really know. We'll find out from the officials.
I have given up trying to guess.
Yes. Our officials, by the way, tonight, Michael McConnell, Cameron Inouye, and Doug Knight. And here we have our official replay review.
The contact on the floor does not rise to the level of a flagrant foul. It is incidental contact. It'll be Baylor ball with 28 seconds on the shot clock and a new 10 seconds to gain front court status.
All right, so Baylor will have 10 seconds to get it across and 28 seconds on the shot clock. You know what, fair enough. She was bleeding profusely, and so why not take a look at that and see? And they did and observed that it was nothing, and or incidental. I will say nothing. Incidental. Yeah. We'll say it was incidental. And now Dariana Littlepage Buggs so good to see her back in there. She will play it in from the sideline here, and the Bears will have essentially a fresh shot clock. Boy, look at the crowd on the TV broadcast, Lori. That is nice to see. Great crowd here for this Baylor team. I thought the best crowd of the year up to this point was what we had in here on Saturday against Arizona State. They made a difference. And now an even better crowd tonight, which includes men's basketball head coach Scott Drew. He is here cheering on the Bears, over there talking to Baylor Athletics Director Doug McNamee. Bears back on offense now, out of the stoppage in play. Need some points. It has been a few minutes. Here's Jenna Van Geitenbeek feeding Talia Scott. Baylor's leading scorer swings it to Yuting Dunn, who checked in. Catch and shoot an air ball on the mid-range jumper. Boy, Yuting Dunn, 3 of her last 4 games she's been scoreless, and she's just been off. I think she's hit that proverbial freshman wall. You got to fight through it. Now, she is technically a sophomore, but she played only 12 games last year for Auburn, so going this deep into the season is something she hasn't done. Baylor down by 9. Here is the All-American Miles, lobbing it down low to Silva. Bangs into Nelms, misses the jumper. Good defense there by Nelms, and then a loose ball foul on the rebound will go against the Horned Frogs. That is Clara Bielefeld, her first, and the team's first.
Well, that's another miss at the rim. A high percentage by TCU, and Baylor's just got to take advantage of it now.
Here's Nelms. She's open for 3, but she's short, and Bielefeld holds off Dunn and collects the rebound one-handed at the free throw line. Boy, Baylor has hit a wall on offense so far, and now a moving screen will give it back to the Bears. Good to see that against someone else as Taylor Bigby is caught there. Her first and the team's second.
Last time Baylor scored was at the 4:24 mark, and that's when Buggs pulled that offensive rebound and got the putback, and that gave Baylor a lead at 12-10. Since then, actually, no one has scored.
Now a 3 for Buggs is in and out. She has had 2 shots halfway down and just not stay. Still a 21-12 game. Miles has it, right edge, lobs it in the post, down low. Silva is back in after being attended to. She tries to get Dunn off her feet, and she gets the roll off the back rim. TCU has opened up the game's first double-digit lead at 23-12. Jana Van Geitenbeek off the dribble, leaves the 3 short. Bigby with a rebound. You don't want to force things here. Still a long way to go. 7:23 to play in the first half. Silva out beyond her range. Silva's not attempted a 3 this year. She gives it off to Donovan Hunter off her rest on the bench. Hunter swings the elbow, sends it outside to Suarez. Lobs it in low to Silva. She's got a height advantage on Nelms, but Nelms stands her ground and she misses the turnaround. Here comes Buggs with the rebound. Galloping into the front court. Sends it outside to Talia Scott around the defense of Miles. She has the ball on the left edge, lets the 3 fly and ends Baylor's drought. Talia Scott with 6 points. She pulls Baylor to within 8 at 23-15.
Boy, that was about 7.5 minutes. That was a long time without scoring, but hey, you'll take that because that 3 can always energize Baylor.
Well, let's see if they can match it with a stop. Talia Scott needs 4 more points to reach 1,000 for her career. Step back 2 is good by Olivia Miles to put TCU back in front by 10. Jana Van Geitenbeek races into the front court. Hooks it out to Nelms. She feeds it to Buggs, top of the arc. Here is Dunn off a screen, top of the key. Now Baylor will get it back into the hands of their point guard, Jana Van Geitenbeek. Now finds Buggs, lane to the basket, gets inside, finishes with the left hand. Well, good to see. It was a little scary to see Buggs being held back to the locker room. Good to see that she appears to be all right. She leads Baylor with 8 points.
Twice Baylor has seen Buggs put the ball on the floor, go in from the left-hand side.
Jana Van Geitenbeek pokes the ball away from Miles, but Suarez is there to gather it in. 5:48 clock moving to play first half. Suarez dribbles to the baseline and is too strong on a pull-up jumper. Weak side board to Talia Scott. She needs 4 points for 1,000 for her career. She hesitates at the top of the arc, now retreats beyond the edge, gets inside again, finds Jana in the corner. Her 3 is short, and Silva not only has the rebound, but she is fouled from behind. by Kayla Nelms. That's her first and the team's second. Baylor is 3 of 13 from beyond the arc, and they're getting some good looks, but not hitting them here early. As Bella Fauntleroy returns for the Bears, as does Kyla Abraham in place of Yuting Dunn and Kayla Nelms. 25-17, TCU with the ball in the lead. 5:22 to play first half. Here's Donovan Hunter finding Bigby. Angles to her left and hands it to Suarez. They're going to move it from left to right. Silva to Suarez. Catch and shoot 3, and she buries it. Suarez, a 35% three-point shooter. She is good, and she puts TCU back in front by 11 at 28-17. Jana scoops it out to Buggs. Kicks it to Fauntleroy. She drives along the baseline. Finds Abraham in a crowd, but she can't finish. Her floater is in and out. Baylor has left about 8 points or more on the cutting room floor, if you will, by shots that have just bounced in and out. Now Silva, a height advantage. Gets in close, has her shot blocked out of bounds. The 6'7" Silva, blocked by Dariana Littlepage. Buggs, and the Horned Frogs will play it in. Boy, Buggs, you know, she's not short, 6'1", but Silva is 6'7", and Buggs got a hand on the basketball. They play it into Suarez, 15 seconds to shoot. She scoops it out to Miles. This is a team that has worked the transfer portal hard. Their team is the transfer portal, essentially. Miles steps into a 3, too strong. Rebound battled for and tipped out to Jana Van Geitenbeek. 4:27 to play first half. Baylor down 28-17 with the basketball. Talia Scott finds herself open and splashes in a jumper from the top of the key. Around a screen, found room and knocked it down.
Now found space because Baylor's able to move quickly in transition.
Now Silva in close, misses from point blank range. Abraham had a hand on it. It's out of bounds to TCU. Coach Nicky disagrees with the call, and the official Michael McConnell from the far side overrules. That's why you got 3 officials. You don't always get it right, but Michael McConnell came over and told Cameron Inouye that he had a good view of it, that it is Baylor basketball. 28-19. Baylor is down by 9, but with possession. Trying to close the first half here on a run. Van Geitenbeek, middle of the floor. Looks for Scott and has her pass knocked out of bounds by Parker. Parker with some good height, 6'1", off the bench for Mark Campbell's team.
You know, that was a good play by Parker because Talia was open in that corner, and she just had to take a different kind of an angle to get to the basketball.
Now Baylor's inbounds pass is tipped. It runs into the backcourt, but chased down by Abraham. 10 to shoot for the Bears, 3:50 to play first half. Jana dribbles to the top of the arc, 5 to shoot, finds Abraham inside. One dribble, puts it on the floor and banks it in from in close. She finished there. Kyla Abraham has come up with some big buckets for the Bears as of late, and Baylor is within 7. Donovan Hunter has it right edge along the wing, angles to the free throw line, picks up the dribble and lobs it outside to Bielefeld. Bielefeld playing with 2 fouls. She gives it outside to Olivia Miles. Miles to Suarez, thought about a 3, got Fauntleroy off her feet. Now she drives in and uses the glass to knock it home. That makes it a 9-point lead for TCU, 30-21. Here's Talia Scott in a crowd. She's fouled. Oh, she'll go to the line for 3. That shot was a little short, but was on line, but she won't get a chance at a 4-point play. But the Big 12's best free throw shooter will get 3 cracks at the bucket.
Yeah, we need to go back and look to see how many times she has shot 3 free throws after being fouled.
To see if it's 2 or 3 shots.
They're taking a look to see if her foot was on the line or not. And that'll give both teams the equivalent of a free timeout, and it is 3 free throws, so.
Okay, good, because I wrote that down.
Well, I know this. Most of us, our priority is to make sure you don't have to scribble anything out. By the way, you keep the most impressive records during the game, Lori. I don't know how you do it, but you keep every score, the time. Hold it up so let people on the courtside cam see that. But it's a beautiful mess. You know how to, as long as it works for you.
Well, when I started doing this in 1998, I went, you know what? I'm going to have to keep up with the score somehow.
First free throw good by Talia. Why didn't you just go to statbroadcast.com back
because there was no such
1998?
thing.
But did the dial-up internet work here?
No, it did not.
2 more free throws coming for Talia. Second one is good.
I think we had string and cans, and it was just a little step above that.
All right, if she hits this free throw, Lori, she'll reach 1,000 points for her career. In just 48 games, free throw is up, and she has joined the 1,000-point club. Very, very impressive for her to do this in just 48 games. We'll tell you some of the great players that she has joined in reaching 1,000 points in so short a time. We'll do that a little later. Right now, Baylor is within 6 at 30-24. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Donovan Hunter wants to drive inside on Abraham. Knifes and sends it outside. It is Bigby back in. Single digits on the shot clock. Bigby drives into a crowd. She is blocked, but a foul is called.
Ooh.
And that's going to go against Talia Scott.
I think Baylor had to do that because there was a mismatch in the middle. It was Jana on Suarez, and that's where that basketball was going.
Free throws coming now for Bigby. Bigby is 72% from the line. This is their first free throw of the night. Lori, just let me tell you a few players who have reached 1,000 points in 48 games or less. Shall we? How about Caitlin Clark, Courtney Paris, Juju Watkins, Sheila Lambert for the Bears, and now Talia Scott. That's just a few of them. Only 22 have done so. 2.5 minutes to play first half. Both free throws are good by Bigby. Here's Talia Scott off the screen, cutting inside to the basket and finishing with the left hand.
Boy, what a play from Abraham, and just using that big body to get in the way and give that ball to Talia and make her be able to curl around left end in space.
2:15 to play. TCU with the basketball. It is Suarez in a double team, has her tipped outside, passed, but it's chased down by Parker. Now she has got an open lane to the basket to finish and put TCU in front by 8 at 34-26. Jana off the dribble, though, answers with a 3. That's when I'd say you better hit it if you're going to shoot it that early in the shot clock, but also she looked confident. She shot it with conviction, and she made it a 5-point game. Jana Van Geitenbeek now with 6 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Miles outside to Parker, thought about a 3, nearly walked with it, and now she did walk with it, and that may have been a bit of a makeup there as her toe tap looked like it left the floor initially.
And it got the ball over to Suarez, and it just took a while for the referees to be able to catch up to that one, but I'm glad they just went ahead and blew the whistle.
100 seconds to play in the first half. Baylor is up by 5. They're down by 5, I beg your pardon.
And let's see, only Baylor has scored in back-to-back possessions. They've only done it one time in this second quarter.
Talia Scott tries to send it in the corner to Jana Van Geitenbeek. It's tipped by TCU out of bounds. Baylor will keep it with 19 to shoot. Baylor down 34-29. Clara Silva will check in as Mark Campbell has a word with her. Bielefeld will exit.
Yeah, Baylor down by 5 with an opportunity to cut it closer.
And Baylor turns it over off the inbounds. TCU outlets it ahead to Bigby, who lets Abraham fly by and lays it in. A missed opportunity for the Bears to cut it to a 1-possession game. Instead, TCU goes back in front by 7, 36-29. Here's Talia Scott around a screen, cut off by Bigby. Bounces outside to Abraham. They're going to play it around the horn. Here's Bella Fauntleroy outside to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Minute to play first half. Jana has it high on the left edge. Around an Abraham screen to the free throw line. Finds Bugs with room off the dribble. Too strong on the 10-footer. And the rebound is pulled down by Miles. Gives it off to Donovan Hunter. Well, Baylor's done some good work to get in close. Want to avoid letting TCU close the second quarter with a run like they did in the first. Now nearly a turnover it is. They threw it past Bigby and Talia Scott steals it. Talia is going to launch a long 3 and hit it from about 40 feet. Shot clock dark. Talia Scott pulls Baylor within 4.
Are you not entertained?
Oh, wow. Was that a good shot? I don't know. Was it a good bucket? Yes.
It's a good Talia Scott shot.
Now Miles, with 7 seconds to go, has it high on the right edge with 5, with 4, around a screen, banks it up too hard. Rebound hits the floor, grabbed by Bella, lets it fly from midcourt. It is short as the first half draws to a close, but The Bears, after a rough first quarter, outscore TCU by 5 here in the second. And so the Bears will head to the locker room, trailing TCU by 4, 36-32. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Today's game sponsor is Magnolia Realty. We're going to visit with Dale Palmeyer here at halftime. Grateful for all Magnolia does for the community and for Baylor University. And we'll talk to Dale when we come back. We'll also have a quick look at stat. I put him just a tad.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet?
I put him just a tad.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Let me ask you,
we don't just build
is it appropriate? I know it's all Magnolia, but there's different wings. Should I say anything about the ballpark to you, or is that kind of a different?
Isn't just built in Texas.
That's why I wanted to ask.
It's
That's why I wanted to
by
ask.
Texas.
I mean, if it was appropriate, I
Tundra is
didn't
built
want
to
to not
tough it
mention
out.
it. But
well, that's good. Thank you.
And to take it easy.
Yeah, I'd rather let someone else
Built
speak
to
into
carry
that because I
tradition.
wasn't involved at all with that.
And to make
Yeah,
moves.
realize
Built to roll with the punches.
Hey, because we're going to have plenty of times
And
to
to
say
go the
Magnolia Field at
distance.
Baylor Ballpark starting tomorrow.
Built stronger, built louder,
that's
built
here.
fun.
I'm
The
excited about the season.
2026
Hope it goes
Toyota
well. I
Tundra.
was at the
Built in
softball game
Texas,
Sunday. I
proven
really enjoyed it.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Test
Yeah,
drive your
that
local
that
Toyota
first game
dealer.
was
Visit
rough, but they really bounced
Toyota.com
back.
today.
Well, they're young.
Right now, qualified
Really
lessees
young
can lease a
team.
rugged new 2026 Tundra
They
SR5
really are.
for $519 a month for 36 months with $49.99 due at signing.
Hopefully a high
Toyota,
ceiling.
let's go places.
Yeah.
Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select
Courtney
states
doing
and
all right. I work in the
2226.
same building, but don't see her very much.
She is with Joy in Boston.
You're listening to live coverage
They've got a match
of
tomorrow
Baylor
and
women's
one on Saturday.
basketball.
I did see her once
Now,
last week.
it's
She was
time
enjoying
for the Nissan Halftime Show. Brought to you by
I think there's been a little less pressure being over there.
That's good.
Central National Bank,
She was my
proud
first boss.
season sponsor of Baylor women's
I would never
basketball.
remember. Development
Texas Farm Bureau
communication.
Insurance,
Back in 2011,
championship partner
she was
of
there.
Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, it's a big game, and it's an entertaining first half at Foster Pavilion. At halftime, our score, TCU 36, Baylor 32. Talia Scott leads all scores with 16 points, joining the 1,000-point club in the first half. Marta Suarez has 15 for the Horned Frogs. Well, as we mentioned tonight, our game sponsor, Magnolia Realty, the official real estate partner of Baylor Athletics. And we're joined here at halftime by Dale Palmeyer of Magnolia Realty. And Dale, it's always good to see you. I see you a lot at these games anyway, across the way, but it's great to have you here on the radio with us today, and we're very appreciative of all that Magnolia Realty does for Baylor Athletics in the community.
Thanks, Derek. We're happy to be here. What a great environment tonight. We were hoping this was what we get for Baylor versus TCU, and it's been just fantastic.
Well, it absolutely has. And imagine there's a few people in this room who have partnered with you all on real estate services. And, a big part of what you all do, as we've learned, is really working with people to make that transition from renting to owning. What's that been like for you, and why is that so important to Magnolia Realty?
Well, it's really rewarding to us because, as you know, one of the best way for people to increase their wealth is through ownership of real property, land, homes, those kind of things. And anytime you can help someone who's renting and they're not getting any equity toward the money they're putting out, make that transition, that's just very rewarding. It can change people's lives, literally change their lives.
Well, we're visiting with Dale Palmeyer of Magnolia Realty. What's it like? Do you find people who are a little intimidated by the process? Or most people, as they look at their budget, can see several different angles. They're like, well, if I do this, I have to think about this. How do you work with potential home buyers to kind of determine what's right for them?
Yeah, it's a great question, because there are several things that kind of create obstacles for people, but most of them are psychological obstacles. So credit scores, for one. People get intimidated by their credit score. There are professionals that can help with that. And then people get concerned about, they don't know how to understand how financing works. But we have a lot of professional lenders that have high integrity we work with that can help people find the way. So it's not always the right thing for everyone at a certain time, but if people will reach out to us, we can help them kind of work through those things and figure out, could this be the right time? If not, maybe we help get you on a path for really improving your credit score or getting your down payment lined up and stuff, so that down the road you can make that transition.
Yeah, so they can kind of get their ducks in a row, if you will, to be ready to do what's really best for them long term and their families. Visiting with Dale Palmeyer. And Dale, do you find people trying to time the market a little bit, and what's that like, just trying to work when you think, well, you've got your interest rates and things of that nature?
Yes.
And what do you talk to people about when they're thinking through those?
Well, what we have found, there's a lot of scientific proof of this, that if you delay buying a house because you're worried about interest rates or you're trying to time the interest market, you're probably going to miss out on some equity growth, because home prices, for the most part, the long-term trajectory is upward. And there are some occasional glitches where it drops down a little bit, but it will bounce back up. I'm sorry, I meant to say blips, not glitches.
Sure.
And so we a lot of times warn them that just if you sit down on the sideline, you may miss some equity growth that could be there for you. So we're excited about the chance that people have, and have that conversation with them. And if it doesn't feel right, we'll tell them it doesn't feel right at the time.
Well, Dale, I could pull up your website here, magnoliarealty.com. I'm sure that's one way, but what are the best ways for people, if they have questions or want to begin that relationship, to do so?
Well, that's really the best way, because whether they're in North Dallas and Fort Worth, or they're all the way down to San Antonio, or anywhere in between on the I-35 corridor, we have an office for them. So they can go to this website, magnoliarealty.com, pick the office that's closest to where they are, where they're interested, and then reach out to that office to get an agent to help them. And we have some of the best agents in the industry. They just have such a heart of caring for people and working with integrity, so we're always proud to recommend any of our agents to anyone.
Community-minded for sure. Well, Dale, we appreciate you joining us. We appreciate Magnolia Realty's sponsorship of tonight's game. It's a big one, and really all that Magnolia Realty and the Magnolia family does for the Central Texas area.
Thanks, Derek. It's great to be with you.
Thank you very much. Dale Palmeyer joining us here on the Nissan Halftime Report here, our game sponsor, Magnolia Realty. 36-32, Bears trail at halftime. Lori will be back with stats and scores after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer. Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here on the Nissan halftime show, Baylor down by 4 to TCU at the half. It's 36-32 Horned Frogs over the Bears. Looking around Big 12 Conference women's basketball, this is the only game on a Thursday night in the conference. Looking back on Tuesday, all the home teams won. Texas Tech over Kansas. Cincinnati defeated Arizona. Kansas State over Oklahoma State. And BYU got the win, 83-69 over Iowa State. On Wednesday, West Virginia won at home over UCF. Colorado defeated Houston on the road, and then Arizona held their home floor over Utah. Let's take a look at stats from around the Big 12 Conference. Again, TCU leading Baylor by 4 at the half, 36-32. Looking at leading scorers in this game so far, it's all about Talia Scott for Baylor. She has 16 points on 5 of 7. Miles has 10 points, but just 1 assist. And she is one of the top assist makers in all of college basketball. Other points scored by the Frogs, Taylor Bigby has 4. Other points scored by the Frogs, Taylor Bigby has 4. Donovan Hunter has 3. Clara Bellafield and Talia Parker have 2 each. Again, our score at the half, it's TCU 36, Baylor 32. We'll be back to get you ready for the second half of this one in just a moment from Foster Pavilion. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Tasting more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Energy, passion, unforgettable moments. That's Baylor softball at Getterman Stadium. From walk-off wins to jaw-dropping defense, this team delivers excitement every time they take the field, and season tickets put you right in the middle of it. Lock in your seat for every pitch, every rally, and every big moment this spring. Season tickets guarantee your spot for marquee matchups against Texas, Texas A&M, and more. Get your Baylor softball season tickets now at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
You've been listening to the Nissan Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears as we rejoin Derek Smith live from Courtside, bringing you the second half of action and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
20 minutes are in the books, and we are just about ready to get started in the second half here at Foster Pavilion. The season's best crowd saw the Bears fall behind by 11, but pull back to within 4 at the end of the first half. Talia Scott has reached 1,000 points for her career in just 48 games, one of only 22 players since 2000 to reach 1,000 points that quickly. Over 500 of those points have come this year in a Baylor uniform, and there's still plenty more to go. She has 16. Marta Suarez has 15 to lead the way for TCU. Olivia Miles has 10. So really, 3 players have done the majority of this scoring in this game. And now as TCU plays it in, we are ready to get going, Lori, here in the second half. See if the Bears can get off to a little bit quicker start than they did in the first. It is Silva sending out to Miles for TCU. Original starters right on the floor for both teams. Here is Suarez, the leading scorer for TCU, sending out to Miles, fakes a 3, now gets it back, doesn't hesitate on this one, and with Scott right in her face, she knocks down a 3. She has 13 points, and TCU goes up 39-32 here early in the third quarter. Baylor's first offensive possession. They're going to fire it into Bella Fauntleroy down low. She tries to bang a shot in over Olivia Miles, but is up too strong with it. And here come the Horned Frogs with the rebound. In transition, they find Bigby, takes it back after giving it to Suarez, angles towards the middle of the floor, now bounces it into Suarez. Their second leading scorer on the year, leading scorer tonight. Sends it out to Bigby, gets Bugs off her feet, finds Suarez open for a short jumper, but she misses it off the back rim. Weak side board pulled in by KJ. Quiet night for KJ so far. 0 for 2 from the floor and 2 rebounds. Bears down by 7, 1:10 gone third quarter. Bugs, right edge, sends it to Fauntleroy. Around a screen, out to KJ. Now it is Jana on the left wing. Around a KJ screen, bounces it to a cutting KJ. Good dribble and a reverse layup is good. Her first scoring. That was a nice finish there. They've been trying to collaborate on that, Lori. They did there.
Yeah, that time a finish on a bounce pass inside. Baylor had been 0 for 3 with 3 turnovers on that before.
Here is Miles, right edge for TCU. Unloads a 3 and knocks it down. Baylor has the nation's best three-point shooting defense at 22%, but tonight TCU is nearly 50%, and Miles is 4 of 10 from beyond the arc. They are 6 of 13 overall. TCU back in front by 8. It's KJ with it high on the right edge, letting a lot of the shot clock tick away. Now she gives it off to Bugs. Bugs takes matters in her own hands, but is too strong on a fall away, and Donovan Hunter collects the rebound. That offensive possession never really got going for the Bears. And now Miles has it. Miles has been dangerous for them tonight. Her pass is tipped away, stolen by Bella Fauntleroy. She will take it all the way and lay it in. Bella Fauntleroy, her first scoring, comes with 7:40 to play in the third quarter. Baylor within 6 at 42-36, 7.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Here in this top 20 matchup, first place in the Big 12 on the line tonight. Miles around a Silva screen. She's been tough tonight. She has a little bit of room, tries another 3. Too strong, picked up off the floor. The rebound grabbed by Dariana Little Page Bugs. She nearly loses it, but gets it back. Gives it to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Around a Bugs screen. Now bounces to the middle of the floor. Tries to thread the needle with a pass. Oh, good hustle by Bugs to get that ball back after she fumbled it. And then she draws the foul on Olivia Miles. Miles first and TCU's first here in the third quarter. Bielefeld will return for TCU, the 6'4 freshman, and she'll give Clara Silva a breather. Silva, 4 rebounds tonight. She's missed all 4 of her shots. It'll be Jana to play it in from the baseline, looking and finding Talia Scott. She can't clear the catch and shoot, so she sends it outside to Bugs. 3 minutes gone here in the second half. There's Talia bouncing it to a cutting Bugs who gets it to fall. She knifed to the basket. Her shot was really a bit too strong with the left hand, but it danced on the rim and fell through. Bugs now with 10 points and 5 rebounds. Baylor is within 4 at 42-38. Miles finds Suarez, thought about a three, puts it on the floor, gets inside. She's cut off, finds Big B all alone, but her three is well short. Rebound, though, kicks into the hands of Suarez. Her reverse layup blocked, but a foul is called on Bella Fauntleroy. The officials there, they say that she came down on the shoulder, and that's Bella's second foul. Teams first. See if we can get a look at this. Well, first they're going to show that nice slip pass to the cutting Bugs who laid it in. And as Suarez goes to the line, here is a look. Yeah, she got tight. She got the hand. She hits the first free throw. Hey, if you're not with it, I'll go with you.
You know, it's just what the call is. The call was the hand came down on the shoulder. There was shoulder-to-shoulder contact. But I think I would have called out just
she got her on the arm
even.
More than the hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, more with shoulder.
Oh, she didn't get more than shoulder?
More
Okay.
with shoulder. Didn't come down with the hand. But doesn't matter. Suarez hits the two, and up by TCU up by 6.
Miles is called for a foul as TCU sets up defensively. That is Miles' second, the team's second. 44-38, Bears trail by 6. Miles asked for an explanation from Doug Knight as to why he called that. Now Silva will check in for Suarez. They've got some height. Suarez, the 6'3" senior from Spain, and then Silva, a native of Portugal, standing at 6'7". Baylor plays it in, and it is Talia Scott giving it outside to KJ. Jana Van Geitenbeek in the half court around a Bug screen, has a little room but won't try the shot. Sends it outside to KJ. Shot clock slips inside single digits. They put it in the hands of Talia Scott. She bounces it somehow to a cutting Bugs, and her backdoor cut results in a layup.
That was Bugs with her go-go gadget arms. I don't know how she managed to pull it in, but she found like an extra foot with her arms that time to be able to pull that basketball in and score at the rim.
Here is Olivia Miles with it. Baylor back within 4. Miles will try and hit a three every time. Baylor cuts it to 2 possessions. She hits a little step back three. She's got 19. That's her season average. Bugs knifes inside, shakes the defender, but shoots it too short off the side. Caught a little of the backboard. And now here come the Horned Frogs with it. 47-40. TCU with the ball in the lead. Miles tried to fake a pass and then shot it at the last minute and rolled it in. From the free throw line, right side, it's a 9-point TCU lead at 49-40. Just about halfway through the third quarter. Talia Scott has 16 points, looking for her first points of the second half, but she gives it up to Bugs. Now to Bella. Bella knifes inside against the much taller Bielefeld. There was no whistle, and she shot it short. TCU comes away with the rebound. Really, Bella was kind of in her stomach. Now Miles will shoot a three off the dribble. She misses this one. Long-armed rebound by KJ. Baylor down by 9, 49-40, 4:50 to play third quarter. Jana bounces a tough pass inside to Bugs, gets it back and splashes in a three. Jana Van Geitenbeek has 9 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. That cuts the lead to 6. Markayla Johnson has yet to play in this game, but the true freshman will check in on the next dead ball. Miles, a game-high 21 points for TCU. And she's got it left edge. Uh-oh, she's open. That one is in and out and in. You can't give her any room.
No,
you can't give her any room. She's got to shoot that flat three and hit it.
Well, Coach Nicky was saying, get out on her. Don't let her shoot that. And Baylor just could not close.
Here is Bella Fauntleroy faking a three, driving inside, kicking it out to KJ. She's open. Her three is off target. Rebound chased down in the corner by Hunter. And here comes TCU, a chance to push the lead to double digits. Miles is going to slow things down as head coach Mark Campbell edges out further and further onto the court and directs traffic. 14 seconds to shoot. Miles thought about a three, hands it to Silva, gets it back. Scott on her. Miles is open, but a moving screen is called on TCU. I was hoping that was about to happen, and it was. Clara Silva called for her first foul and the team's third, bringing us to our third quarter media timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. 3:40 to play, third quarter. Bears down by 9, 52-43 to TCU here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud. Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is. This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
At Magnolia Realty, award-winning agents set the bar for professionalism and excellence. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Magnolia's full-service brokerage will guide you through every step of the process with expert industry knowledge. Their agents are fully invested in learning your story and customizing the real estate experience to suit your stage of life. Magnolia Realty has been serving cities across Texas since 2007, including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected or learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Our producer back at our flagship station studios for the women's basketball side of the Baylor Sports Media Network, Cameron Savoy is with us today. Our courtside engineer, Bob the G-Man Baker, alongside Lori Fogelman. I'm Derek Smith. Foster Pavilion, 3:40 to play, third quarter. TCU has managed to mostly stay in front by 2 to 3 possessions in this game, and at the moment it's a 3-possession game, 52 to 43 here, in front of a good crowd here, 5,758, Colin Pirtle tells us. 6th best crowd for women's basketball in Foster Pavilion history, and Baylor's got to find a way to slow down Olivia Miles and Marta Suarez, for that matter. They have combined for 41 of TCU's 52 points. I mean, they are their offense. No one else has more than 4 on the team. Meanwhile, TCU has done a nice job keeping Talia Scott from really getting a look at the basket. Here in the third quarter, she has 16 of Baylor's 43.
Yeah, and Suarez and Miles have all 16 points for TCU here in this quarter. And Miles particularly has just gone off. She has 4 threes in this game and just a pedestrian 2. But I tell you that Miles only has 1 assist in this game, and that is such a surprise. But if Baylor starts coming out on her, that allows her to be able to maybe get around the screen, get inside the paint, and then start to create for her team. So it's something that Baylor's got to be able to figure out. How do we stop her from the 3, but also just keep her from going off and being able to assist her teammates?
Yeah, a little bit of pick your poison here,
really
but right
is.
now she's shooting it so well beyond the arc, 6 of 14 from downtown. I mean, again, you're talking about a Baylor 3-point defense that's been the best in the nation all year long, holding teams to 23% shooting from beyond the arc, but tonight TCU 44%, and Miles has been a big part of that. Baylor plays it in, down by 9, 52 to 43, 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Talia Scott gets downhill, but is cut off, sends it out to Jana, off the dribble. 3 is good, another one for Jana Van Geitenbeek. She has 4 of Baylor's 7 shots from beyond the arc. 12 points for Jana Van Geitenbeek, and it's a 6-point ball game. TCU with the ball in the lead. Oh, Bielefeld was not ready for the pass from Donovan Hunter, and she just almost grabs it accidentally. She gives it off to Miles. You got to watch her. Markayla Johnson is on her defensively now. A freshman on the veteran. Miles off the dribble, hits another 3.
I don't understand why there was a little bit of closeout on that. I mean, that's just crazy. She has 5 threes here in this third quarter.
Now Markayla Johnson pushed by Miles as she angles around the top of the arc. Baylor nearly loses it, but Talia Scott picks up the fumbled handoff. She has it, trying to get around an Abraham screen, trying to clear a little room, can't get the step back 3. She is going to force up a 3 and leave it short. She was really trying to draw the foul there, and Hunter didn't take the bait. A little bit of a danger zone. TCU is up 9. They've got the basketball. You've got Olivia Miles, who is red hot from downtown, just shooting 3s with a little bit of room. 2:20 to play in the third. She looks to get downhill, drives inside, a lot of contact, no whistle. Baylor comes away with the loose ball as Miles drove into a crowd and lost it. Here's Jana Van Geitenbeek at the free throw line. Slips it inside to Abraham, who misses. There's contact. Baylor bench wanted a foul, and here come the Horned Frogs with the rebound. It remains a 9-point TCU lead with 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Baylor's got to find a way to kind of get this inside a couple possessions here. Suarez bangs into Talia Scott, throws the elbow, and that's an obvious offensive foul. And It's going to give it back to the Bears. That is Suarez with her first in the team's fourth. So Baylor will shoot the penalty for the final minute 53 of this third quarter. Free throws have not been a big factor in this game. Baylor 3 of 3. TCU is 4 of 4. Mark Campbell tries to call his whole team over as Baylor has a player down on the ground, slow to get up. That is Dariana Littlepage Buggs. And she is in some pain, sitting up with her arms on the court, and Coach Nicky's over to take a look. She entered the locker room earlier and came back out and has played in this game, but she is in some pain, a little teary-eyed, and you hope that she is all right. Coach Nicky and Shalisa Fonza checking on her. She's looks like she's bending her right knee up and down a little bit. She had that meniscus injury last year about this time that really robbed her of a good stretch of games, and now she is helped up to her feet, and she's walking under her own power, a little bit slowly and gingerly, but she is walking under her own power, and Shalisa Fonza, Baylor's trainer, is going to walk off with her out of that far tunnel, and Baylor will hopefully have her services once again, but Lori, you hate to see that.
Because that's in the first quarter after Baylor took that 12-10 lead. Buggs had scored 6 points right up until that point. I mean, she was the player Baylor was going for, and that's when.
Here's Bella for three, missing it. Rebound, knocked out of bounds. Olivia Miles appeared to hack at Markayla Johnson from behind. Coach Nicky is irate, but there's no whistle. It goes TCU's way.
Well, I think she has she's got a point. Coach Nicky has a point there because you could see it, and almost a push as Markayla was going for that basketball.
Here is Olivia Miles with it. TCU is up by 9. She wants to drive, retreats beyond the three-point arc again. Kyla Abraham on her. She's got room. She fires and hits another three. 30 points for Olivia Miles, and it is a three-point shooting show for her. TCU has scored the last 6 points after Baylor cut it to 6.
Yeah, 6 threes in the third quarter.
18 points here just on the three alone for Miles. One of the best third quarters we've seen a player have against Baylor. One of the best quarters we've seen a player have against Baylor this year. Now as Jana gets downhill, attacks the bucket, she is fouled by Donovan Hunter. Hunter's first, the team's 5th, and that will send Jana to the free throw line. Olivia Miles on that last three was probably a good 4 steps beyond the three-point arc, but she had time and room to measure, and she hit it. Used to be that three-point shooting was the weakness of her game, but she's worked on it, and obviously you see the results of that. She was an All-American before she could shoot the three, and now she can do that as well. Here is Jana Van Geitenbeek at the free throw line. Her first trip there tonight, the first free throw is good. Jana at 70% on the season. She's got one more coming. Trying to cut the TCU lead to 10 once again, and she does with exactly a minute to go in the third quarter. She has 14 points, one of 3 Bears in double figures. Now the Bears are trapping Bielefeld. She nearly throws it away. It's loose, but it's picked up by Bigby. Now they're off and running and bouncing it to Hunter. Under a minute to go. They find Suarez, who nearly walks with it. Angles inside, downhill, misses the runner in a crowd. A lot of contact, but no whistles either way. Here's Markayla Johnson with it for the Bears. The true freshman playing in some big moments here. Here's Talia Scott, quiet in the third quarter. Stalks at the top of the arc, Suarez on her, bounces it inside, and her pass to Abraham is stolen by Suarez. They're going to find Bielefeld and send it outside to Hunter. TCU can play for the third quarter's last shot. It is a 10-point game, 58-48, TCU with the lead. Miles holds the ball along her hip, just letting the clock drain away. And they're going to try to close out the third quarter with a made bucket. Miles begins her drive with 7, with 6 at the top of the arc. Don't let her hit a follow-away three, but that is exactly what happens as the third quarter draws to a close. Miles scores 23 points in the third quarter, all but 2 of TCU's scoring. And TCU has a game-high 13-point lead, 61-48. Lori, I'll say this. Baylor can't give her any room. But 9 of 17 is, you don't even see that in shoot-around. I mean, she's just hitting right now, and you've got to treat it as such.
You absolutely do. I mean, Coach Nikki, the last several times she's had the ball in her hands, was saying, get out there and close her out. You'd rather make her get the ball out of her hands rather than give her an open look from the three. She's obviously feeling it. That was just a disappointing way to end that third quarter.
I want to say hello to everyone watching on the Courtside Cam, brought to you by NextLink. Appreciate you all being with us here. NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. The Bears have some work to do. Down 61-48 as we head to the fourth quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, the Bears have some work to do as we head into the fourth quarter. Down 61-48 to TCU. Olivia Miles is on fire against the Bears in a way that I can't remember a player going in some time, Lori. We are only at the end of the third quarter. She has 33 points. And of those 33 points, 23 of them came in the third quarter. And of those 23 points, 21 of them came on three-pointers. She was 7 of 9 from downtown. That's a good free throw shooting percentage. And, I mean, to state the obvious, you can't give her any room, and Baylor is, and she's hitting it. The coaches are shouting. The coaches are exhorting. But right now, she's feeling so good from downtown, she doesn't even need a lot of room. She sees an opening. She's pulling it, and that's their best offense. Against the best three-point shooting percentage defense in the nation. But not tonight.
Not all of them. Baylor's not on them at all, making her uncomfortable. She's just standing there with the ball and straight up.
Mm-hmm. And you get in a rhythm like that, then you can hit a follow-away like she did at the end of the third, which...
Well, you're within 13 right here. You've got the ball. You're not going to be able to score all 13 points at once. So start to chip away and see if you can start getting some stops.
Here's Bella Fauntleroy taking the feed, driving inside, hitting the runner. Will they count it? They will count it and put her on the line.
All right.
The foul there is on Clara Bielefeld.
Bella's first points of this game, the first time she's been able to put the ball on the floor and try to maneuver towards the basket.
And she has been excellent at the free throw line in Big 12 play. We'll try to continue that. If she hits the free throw, she would pull Baylor within 10 here, about 9 seconds into the fourth quarter. Free throw is up, but it's no good. Spins off the back iron, and the rebound is grabbed by Suarez. Here is Miles. You got to watch her around the screen. Bella on her now. Drives inside, slips inside. Bella swats her layup attempt out of bounds. Miles is irate. Cameron Inouye continues to scream. I'll say this is where the official needs to tell her a little more of that, and you get a tech. It's an emotional game, but Miles was pushing the limits there, and the shot was swatted out of bounds by Bella Fauntleroy. Inbounds to Miles, left corner. Markayla Johnson on her, around a Silva screen. Got to stay with her. 7 to shoot. She drives inside, kicks it out to Bigby. Bigby lets it fly, missing the 3. Rebound knocked off the back iron, and Abraham cuts in front of Silva for the rebound.
There you go. Make her get the ball out of her hands. I'd rather have that right now for Baylor.
Van Geitenbeek finds Abraham, who pulls the mid-range and misses. Too early for that shot. And here comes TCU with the rebound. Abraham is capable of hitting that, but that's like an inside of 10 seconds on the shot clock shot if you're going to pull that.
Not at this point.
Miles, another three. That one is too strong. Talia Scott grabs the rebound. Scott has yet to score here in the second half after a 16-point first half.
All right,
Bears down by 11. Here's Talia around a screen, missing badly on a three. Bears down by 11. 8:40 to play in this game. They're going to need to string makes and stops together. Miles has 33 points. Baylor forces her to give it up to Bigby. Bigby to Suarez. Suarez on the Bear logo just inside the arc left side. Cut off by Bella along the baseline. Bella gets a hand in the ball, knocks it away. Suarez angles inside, spins inside, leaves it short. Bella collects the rebound. Bella Fauntleroy, a rock there on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, TCU is 0 for 4, but Baylor's only been able to score one bucket.
Now a transition three from Bella is in and out. Oh, it was dead on, it was in, but it wouldn't stay down. That would have cut the lead to 8. 7:57 to play here at Foster Pavilion. Miles with it again, around a Bigby screen. Talia Scott picks her up. Now Silva sets a screen. She sends it out to Suarez. Good look at a three, and it's a 14-point TCU lead again. And then Suarez is called for a technical foul after hitting the three. Did she do the gunshot sign? That has been the most recent culprit. When you see a player get a tech after hitting a three. Oh, she turned and yelled right in Bella Fauntleroy's face. And
right next to the official.
Yeah.
She said, I know it.
Now, Talia Scott, 3 of 3 from the line. Over 1,000 points now for her career after a 16-point first half. See if she can break the seal at the free throw line all by herself there. And she calmly drains the first. Gotta get back to it here. Bears we're down by a game-high 13-point score. They just put the point up on the board to TCU, and now they're going to get that. It should be 64-52, and it is a 12-point TCU lead. Kayla Nelms checks in for Kyla Abraham.
And it's an opportunity here for a swing. 4 points, 5 points.
Kayla Nelms is in, and now Baylor got to take advantage of this, to your point, Lori. No Dariana Littlepage Bugs, who has been taken back to the locker room. Here is Talia Scott with it. Angling back outside, 7.5 minutes to play. Hunter on her defensively, kicks it out to Bella. Good look at a three, it's online but too strong. Fight for the rebound, and in a crowd it's fumbled away, and Bielefeld comes away with it for TCU. 7:20 to play. It is Miles swinging it out to Suarez. Drives inside, leans in, tries to fire it to Silva inside. Silva loses it out of bounds, but the Bears touched it last.
Looked like it went off of Jana's foot out of bounds.
Good news, Lori. Dariana Littlepage Bugs is checking back in. I'll tell you what, I don't want to be over dramatic, but she's had to go to the locker room twice. You can say a little prayer for her well-being. She's worked so hard, and you want her to be at her absolute best in games like these, whatever happens. Miles has it with 9 to shoot for TCU as they play it back in. Lobs it inside to Suarez. Suarez kicks it outside. Bielefeld is all alone for 3 and shoots it over everything. And Suarez grabs the weak side rebound and is fouled with 0.7 of a second on the shot clock by Markayla Johnson. And they're going to give her 2 shots. Coach Nicky arguing that was on the floor, which I think is a reasonable argument, but to no avail as they're going to send Suarez to the free throw line. Drains the first. Her first, team's foul on Markayla, by the way, was her first, team's second. Suarez hits them both. Bigby returns. Yuting Dunn checks in for the Bears. Lori, Yuting Dunn has been very, very quiet as of late. She's really hit that proverbial freshman wall. 8 straight single-digit games, including 3 of her last 4 scoreless. You know, got to find a rhythm for the team today and long-term to get where they want to be. And you know, it may take in a game like this, her and another player getting hot. Baylor is down by 14 points as Talia Scott drives towards the baseline, earns the trip to the free throw line after she was bodied by Donovan Hunter, her second, team second. Buggs is out there, walking a little gingerly, but she's moving. Buggs tonight, 12 points, 5 boards for the Bears in 25 minutes. Talia, pair of free throws. The first is good. Talia Scott, Big 12's top free throw shooter. Second in the Big 12 and third in the nation in made free throws. She's got one more coming here and left that one short, but still got the shooter's bounce. 12-point game. TCU plays it in. Miles, who had an electric third quarter. They're trying to slow her down. Baylor forces the ball away from her. They get it to Suarez, out to Hunter. She hasn't taken many shots, but she does here and hits another three. This has been a three-point shooting display, the likes of which no one has put on Baylor this year. They are 13 of 26 from beyond the arc. Here's Talia Scott trying to answer. Pops a mid-range jumper and leaves it short. Nelms can't collect the rebound. TCU is up by 15. They're running in transition, nearly throw the ball away and do. Hunter tried to save it out of bounds, but kicked it right back to Talia Scott. Scott, head fake to three, finds Dunn in the corner. She lets it fly, but misses off the back rim. Rebound to Olivia Miles. The difference in this game, Baylor is 7 of 24 from the arc. TCU is 13 of 26. And TCU has the ball up by 15 with 5:43 to play. They're going to drain some clock here. Miles with Buggs on her. Silva's up to set a screen. Miles clears some room. Buggs picks her back up. 2 seconds to shoot. She lets it fly and hits another three. Miles has 36 points. TCU is up by 18. Buggs knifes inside and is fouled. I mean, right now you can't give her any room at all. Foul her if you have to. Parker checks in for TCU. Abraham for the Bears.
All 3 of the field goals that they have made here in the fourth quarter are threes. Suarez has one. Finally, somebody other than Suarez and Hunter hit, Miles hit one, and that was Hunter. But, you know, they're just piling them up. Baylor scored the first points, got the first bucket of this third quarter, but they've been 0 for 6 since then. And 0 for 4 for beyond the arc.
Baylor needs desperation comeback here, but as Talia Scott falls out of bounds, there's no call, and she lost the basketball. TCU with it. Suarez unloads a long three, and why not? Suarez getting in on the act. She's got 25, and TCU has scored 9 straight points to open up a 21-point lead. Lori, let's take a look here. TCU has hit tonight 15 threes in 28 attempts. You have to go back 4 games to find 15 made threes against the Bears in that stretch. But TCU has matched that tonight. They are absolutely on fire, and they have opened up a 21-point lead on the Bears, 75-54, with 5:05 to play.
You know, absolutely cannot miss from beyond the arc right now. It's just contagious, and everybody's just shooting them and making them right now.
Right now, every player on the floor for them is Sabrina Ionescu or Reggie Miller, so that's the situation in which Baylor finds itself. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. 5:05 to play. Baylor down by 21 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, TCU is putting on an absolute three-point shooting clinic here tonight, and Baylor had this to a 6-point game late in the third quarter, and TCU has absolutely erupted from beyond the arc. A team that averages 8 made threes per game has 15 tonight.
Baylor got it to within 6 points with 3.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Since then, every single bucket made by TCU has been a three. They have hit 8 straight three-pointers.
Wow. Without a miss. Is there, without a miss in there? Is there? There's a couple misses, but
yes, but I'm talking about made baskets.
I got you.
I'm sorry, and I take that back. It's just 7 straight
Oh,
buckets.
that's all.
I mean, all 7 made baskets since it was 52-46 have all been from beyond the arc. No twos, except for the free throw line.
All year long, Olivia Miles and Marta Suarez, along with Donovan Hunter, have been the majority of their offense. But tonight, Miles with a career-high 36. Suarez with 25. They've outscored the Bears. That duo all by themselves. Now, they've done that to a lot of teams. We're just not used to seeing it against Baylor. Now we've got a whistle as Bugs gets tangled up inside, and a foul is called on Taylor Bigby. Her second and the team's fourth. And that's going to bring us to another fourth quarter media timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. TCU has scored 9 straight points to open up a 21-point lead. 4:56 to play here in the ballgame on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, TCU has hit 11 second-half three-pointers, virtually cannot miss, and as such, kind of a stunning result here right now with 4:57 to play. Baylor trails TCU 75-54. And Lori, the story of this game is the threes by TCU, and really also Baylor's, who's been the nation's best all year long at stopping the three. The strength has become a weakness tonight for whatever reason. They're not closing out quickly enough, and TCU, which needs virtually no room to shoot, is getting room.
And they just got hot and just can't miss right now. And it's really anybody who shoots the basketball. The last 8 made baskets have all been threes, and I've never seen that before. Derek, that is just that is mind-boggling to me, and it's stunned the Bears here today with under 5 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's almost like their Juicy Landrum in that December game.
Exactly.
Here, where she just couldn't miss when she hit that Baylor record, I believe 14 made three-pointers in that
the Scream game.
Yeah, the Scream game. That's right. And that's been the case tonight. We need to see their 15 made threes. Their game notes aren't very helpful in a lot of cases, and we'll see if that's the most they've hit in a game this year. I don't know that they have that. Let's see here. Talia Scott will go to the free throw line out of the timeout after she was fouled by Bigby. First free throw is good. She's been a bright spot for the Bears offensively tonight. Reached 1,000 points for her career. Well, I don't see. As she misses the second free throw, Yuting Dunn grabs the offensive rebound, though. It's a 20-point TCU lead with 4:52 to play. Talia Scott thought about a step-back three, finds Bugs. Baylor really needs points quick here. Talia Scott takes the feed, gets downhill, around a screen, attacks the bucket, and draws the foul again. Suarez and Bigby were both there, and it is Bigby with the foul, her third.
You know, that may be the best way for Baylor to be able to score right now, is to put the ball on the floor, attack, and maybe get fouled and score without any time going off the clock.
Well, Talia Scott's the player you want at the line in those situations. Bends the knees, first free throw rolls off. She's got one more coming. Scott tonight, Baylor high 21 points on 5 of 10 shooting, 8 of 10 free throws. One more coming, and it's good. You know, Baylor's biggest comeback in program history occurred this year. It was a 19-point deficit erased, but that was with 11 and a half minutes to go. Now, in this one, they've been down by as many as 21 with about 5 minutes to go. It's currently a 19-point deficit. Just the way TCU has been shooting threes in this game, comebacks are hard to come by if they even come close to matching that for the final 4 minutes. 7 seconds to shoot. Suarez is going to drive inside, slips it off down low to Silva, who misses from point-blank range. Got her own rebound, puts it up, and she's fouled.
Well, just another way for them to possibly get another 3 points.
The foul is on Bugs, her first and the team's third. Well, Lori, all year long, Baylor has, kind of handled adversity well, I would say. When they've lost, they've bounced back quickly. They fought hard. Free throw by Silva is no good, and Abraham collects the rebound. Assuming they're not going to make an amazing comeback in the 4:05 to play here, down by 21, you got to make sure this loss doesn't become 2, because still the way the schedules play out for everyone in the Big 12, a regular season title is very much within your grasp as Bugs hits a mid-range jumper if you keep winning. But you got to bounce right back to it. It's got to start at the next practice.
Yeah, you know what? That play right there is within Baylor's offense. You find that spacing for Bugs to be able to pull up in that comfortable jumper spot between 12 to 15 feet.
Here is Miles attacking the bucket, driving inside. She draws the foul on Kyla Abraham. Abraham with the block, her first, team's fourth. And that is going to send Miles to the free throw line as Inez Goryanova and Markayla Johnson will check in. Goryanova in for the first time. Markayla Johnson returns. Well, on a night that Miles and Suarez combined for 61 points. Baylor has 3 in double figures, but it just hasn't been enough as Miles hits the first free throw. Goryanova coming in with 3:33 to play. Some valuable minutes for her to go up defensively against an All-American. TCU tends not to go to their bench till they absolutely have to, so she might get a few minutes to play against Miles. Here is Yuting Dunn with it for the Bears. Attacks inside, charges against Silva and got the roll.
Boy, that's something that Dunn has just needed, to see the ball go through the hoop.
Well, that's her first score, and she'd been scoreless 3 of her last 4 games, but she gets it done here as Kira Pemberton prepares to check in. Coach Nicky going deep into the bench and bringing in the reserves here with 3 minutes to go. Here's a fall-away 3 from Miles. She airballed that one. And she tries to say it was tipped. And I'll tell you what, they're up by 19 points. I mean, and she is very irate. She believes her shot was blocked. I mean, look, I'm surprised, too, that she airballed a 3. but air ball it she did. And Baylor comes back with it. Here's Kira Pemberton with some minutes here. 2:47 to play. Markayla Johnson has it. Passes out to Abraham. Abraham bangs inside, loses it against Silva. Gets it back. Silva knocks the pass away. Suarez grabs the ball in traffic and travels with it. And it's going to stay with Baylor. 2:37 to go. TCU up 19. Coach Nickey has a lineup of reserves on the floor. TCU with their original starters out there with 2:37 to go. It is Goryanova to play it in. Finds Pemberton, catch and shoot shot. She knocks it down. Hey, Kira Pemberton hasn't seen a lot of playing time this year, but she's shooting 62%. And she hits the bucket there. Here is Markayla Johnson out on Miles. Miles with a career-high 38 points. Hands it off to Donovan Hunter. Hunter to the middle of the floor. Back to the bucket. Scoops it out to Miles. Now to Silva. Silva, as Miles cuts to the bucket, thought about a pass to her. Instead goes outside to Suarez. 4 seconds to shoot. Suarez drives inside and flips it in. Overdone. 27 points for Suarez. Under 2 minutes to play. TCU with a 19-point lead, 81-62. Markayla Johnson all alone. She lets the three fly and shoots it over everything. That's an air ball out of bounds to the Horned Frogs with 1:51 to play. Baylor with a true freshman and 4 reserves on the floor. TCU continues to go with their original starting 5 here with 100 seconds to go. Miles wants 40 points. She's going to drive inside, reverses it up and off. Silva with the rebound. Now to Bigby. Pass in the corner. Miles is probably going to just shoot it here, trying to get to 40. Miles drives inside, scoops it up. She is fouled. The call is by Kyla Abraham.
I think Kyla had her hand on her block. Wasn't with the block, it was with the hand check.
Ella Brow checks in for the Bears in place of Kyla Abraham. Baylor has their 5 most seldom used players on the floor right now. Really, I'd say with the exception of Yuting Dunn, TCU with their starting 5 out there as Miles hits the first free throw. She's at 39 points. We're down to 1:25 to go as Miles hits both free throws. Fired up after reaching 40 points for the first time in her career. 80 seconds to go. Markayla Johnson is fouled hard by Olivia Miles. And she will, they're going to take the starters out. Imagine that. They're going to take all the starters out here with 1:20 to go. Kennedy Basham, Veronica Sheffy, Bielefeld. Actually, Hunter will stay in, and Parker is in as well. Markayla Johnson goes to the free throw line. Tough night for the Bears. A third quarter just completely upended this game with a shooting performance from Olivia Miles, the likes of which we haven't seen as Markayla misses the first free throw. And Baylor was playing from behind, I'd say about 2 to 3 possessions much of the game, but then that third quarter and fourth quarter eruption, bridging the end of the third and early fourth quarter, just took the game out of reach for TCU. They're up by 20 as Markayla hits 1 of 2. 1:15 to play. TCU with a win will improve to 10-3. Baylor will fall to 10-3 as TCU will keep the ball here. TCU will move into a tie with Baylor, each with a 10-3 record. And at the moment, that would put West Virginia in first place by half a game at 11-3 if this outcome holds. They are going to reset the shot clock here to 15 with 1:05 to go. TCU plays it into Donovan Hunter. If you're wondering, TCU and West Virginia play each other in a big game on Sunday night. I don't know who to root for in that one. Here's a driving attempt by Parker, no good. Dunn collects the rebound. We're under a minute to go here. Baylor trying just to finish with something positive after a very rough second half. Here is Yu-Ting Dunn putting it on the floor. Now retreating beyond the arc, trying to attack again, tries a fall away and hits. Well, maybe a small bit of a small positive would be her finding her stroke again. Baylor is going to need it. You know, you look at this, I think you would say for sure, 26 games into the season. Defense, tonight aside, has been the strength of this team. The offense has not. You really need her as Hunter attacks the bucket and misses. Brow collects the rebound. The shot clock is off. We are down to 15 seconds to go. Brow has yet to attempt a shot in a Baylor uniform. We'll see if she does. Right now, she scoops it out to Dunn. Under 10 seconds to go. Dunn is going to attack the bucket. They're essentially running a play as she spins nicely inside but misses. Markayla Johnson flips it up and in to account for the final scoring in this game. But Baylor and TCU are now tied at 10-3 in Big 12 play, tied for second place, a half a game behind West Virginia here. Texas Tech now is 10-3 as well, so actually it's a three-way tie, I beg your pardon, for second place in the Big 12 play with West Virginia at the moment all alone. Lori, it was not a good night. It was a very rough second half, especially disappointed in front of this great crowd that showed up to support the team so well tonight. But you got to bounce back. Your goals are still in front of you, and you got to learn what you need to, flush the rest, and be ready to go once again on Sunday.
That's true. You got one night to really think about this one, and then you just look forward, because that's all you can do right now. You can't control this game or this outcome anymore, so you got to refocus yourself and get ready to go on the road again.
TCU,
to Florida, to Orlando to take on UCF.
That is Sunday. TCU with a three-point shooting clinic tonight against the nation's best three-point shooting defense, 15 of 29 from beyond the arc, and TCU wins tonight 83-67. Our first Central Credit Union postgame show is coming up next. We'll talk to Coach Nikki, look at stats, scores, and more, and get you ready for what's ahead next up at UCF on Sunday. Tough one tonight for the Bears as they fall to TCU here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Spring in Waco means one thing: Baylor baseball on Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark. From big home runs to big-time moments, this season is packed with must-see action. Season tickets are on sale now, giving you the best seats, the best value, and every unforgettable play all spring long. Don't just hear the crowd, be a part of it. Get your Baylor baseball season tickets today at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Never deposit someone else's money into your bank account. Scammers will send you money or overpay you and then ask you to refund a portion of the money back to them. This is a scam.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
This has been live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights, talk with Coach Colin, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It's TCU hits 15 of 29 three-pointers en route to an 83-67 win as we welcome into the First Central Credit Union post-game show. We are joined right away by Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Her post-game comments brought to you by Alliance Bank, your Central Texas business bank. Coach Nikki, thanks for joining us. You know, Baylor has been so good against the three this year, but tonight the stat line that's the story is TCU's 15 made threes, and Olivia Miles a big part of that. What was it about what Baylor was doing or unable to do, or what TCU was doing, that led to that kind of shooting performance tonight?
Well, I think if you look at the first half to the second half, we dared Miles to shoot. We didn't want her to get downhill. We wanted her to be a scorer, but we didn't adjust soon enough. And there's a difference between going under screens and not guarding her at all. And I thought we let her get really, really comfortable, and I don't think we made an adjustment, and that's our fault as a staff, not adjusting sooner in terms of, because she had 24 points alone in the third quarter. So, you know, that's when it happened. I thought we could have dealt with her 40, but we couldn't deal with Suarez getting 27 too. We took every shot fake on the perimeter. We didn't have discipline. You know, we didn't get matched up a couple times in transition on her in that stretch where the game, you know, got out of hand. And you know, we just got to be better as a staff, making sure they understand. Like, you know, we made a free throw and somehow, some way, couldn't get matched up after making two free throws. You know, we just didn't get matched up, and Suarez hits a three. Like, we did it to ourselves tonight. I thought that, you know, I thought the game plan worked in the first half. When it didn't in the second half, we didn't do a good enough job adjusting sooner, you know. And when you don't get stops, we don't get in transition. When you're playing against a set defense and there's a 6'7" kid in there, they're long at every position. You know, we missed some easy layups. I thought they could have kept it close. Like, I thought we had some good play calls and some opportunities to keep it close, and we didn't finish at the rim well enough. Even when Silva was out of the game, she obviously didn't hurt us there until, you know, really the very end. So I thought we got them to kind of match to us and playing small and with pace. But we didn't guard their two superstars, and Olivia Miles was every bit of a superstar tonight.
Well, Coach Nikki, this team has been resilient this year. You know, you start the day, 4 teams all within a half game of each other in first place, a game of each other. You're going to finish the night that way. Goals are still in front. How has this team been able to bounce back from losses, and what do you want them to take away as they head to UCF, making sure one loss just stays that one loss?
Yeah, I hope they're disappointed, you know, because I know I am. Like, it was a great crowd. Thank you for everyone for showing up. Thank you. I haven't been told who bought the upper deck tickets and, you know, made it free. That was amazing, so thank you. Disappointed we didn't perform better. I thought, you know, being down 6 at half, we were within striking distance with an opportunity to get this crowd in it if we played well. I don't think we played well defensively in that third quarter, and it spilled over to offense because we didn't get any stops, you know. And so because of that, we were always playing against a set defense, and then we missed some easy ones, you know. You know, I thought Talia and Jana made big shots for us. I thought Bugs was solid all night. But you know, it was a game that the ball didn't go in for Bella. You know, she can be that double figure scorer for us, and the ball just didn't go in. I thought she got a lot of really good shots. So, you know, I mean, I just think we have to be better, you know, if we want to win a game like this against an opponent with that level of talent. You know, I mean, Olivia Mize is a 5th-year senior. Suarez is a 6th-year senior. Those kids are vets. They play the game like vets, and they just owned the night. They absolutely owned the night.
Well, Coach Nikki, a chance to bounce back on Sunday at UCF. We will see you there and appreciate you being with us tonight.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bears head coach Nikki Collin with her post-game comments. 83-67 the final in this one. TCU and Baylor both now 10-3 in Big 12 play. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. We'll take a timeout and come back with the stats in this one. Baylor and TCU, the lone game in the Big 12 tonight, so not scores of that variety to talk about, but we'll look at what's ahead for this group of teams that is all bunched up within a half game of each other in first place in the Big 12. 83-67 the final. Back with more from Foster Pavilion after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It's the President's Day sales event at Allen Samuels Dodge in Waco, and the choice is yours. Drive home a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Sahara or Rubicon with $10,000 off MSRP. Ford owners get an extra $2,000 in bonus savings, or step up to a 2025 Jeep Gladiator and tag $12,000 off MSRP. Inventory's moving fast and selections are getting thin, so don't wait. Hurry to Allen Samuels Dodge in Waco, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't click on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it, ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor Athletics, be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats. 100% oak smoked meats, I beg your pardon. Delicious sides and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget that Rudy serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. We welcome you back into the First Central Credit Union post-game show. First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you. And also one more time again, we want to say thanks to our game sponsor this evening, Magnolia Realty, the official real estate partner of Baylor Athletics. 83-67, the final score now. You know, Lori, again, for anyone who listened, we know that the story of the game is TCU's ability to hit the three. Coach Nicky talked about the fact that, you know, the team just didn't adjust in the second half. Miles is one of those players who struggled with the three, or I don't struggled, but just not a great three-point shooter early in a career. Really, you know, this is a game that didn't have many holes. Well, now this season, she came in tonight at 35%, which is a very solid three-point shooting percentage. And tonight she was at 50%. So 10 threes this evening, a career high for her. That's the story of the game. Coach Nicky said they just didn't adjust. She got going. The team just failed to adjust to that ability to let her shoot from downtown but not let her drive. And, boy, once she got going, you know, I grew up in Indiana. My favorite NBA player of all time is Reggie Miller. Saw a few games like that. You know, think of Steph Curry, Ray Allen on the NBA side, Sabrina Ionescu. The women's side, Juicy Landrum in the December Scream game. I mean, that's the kind of performance she put on tonight. It was a performance that, I mean, for a great player, was an all-time performance for her. A three-time All-American just put together maybe her best game, at least shooting-wise.
Yeah, as Coach Nicky was saying about going under screens and just not challenging her to where she ended up just – when she caught fire, she just could not miss. And I thought Baylor did a good job when she put the ball on the floor, really challenging her at the rim. I think we have the athletes that can keep up with that. But it is, you know, you always hear Nicky do the Noah's Ark, the 2x2x2. And that's really what you what this game was not today. I mean, it was 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. If I did 8 just then, because it was just unbelievable the shots that were going in.
By the way, our friend Daniel Ramirez, who does stats here at the game, or you and my coworker in Baylor, Markham, did point out to us one score, Lori. Hey,
it's a tough one. It's tough on the road.
Don't tell yourself that tonight Baylor lost this game by 16 points to a top 20 team, a team that's been top 10 this year. But take note that Texas, the nation's number 4 team, is losing by 20 at the end of the third quarter to Vanderbilt tonight. So.
Yeah, and it looks like Vandy just had an outstanding first quarter, and they've just manhandled the Longhorns tonight and turning the basketball over. So, but we don't want to talk about them anymore.
Fair enough.
But point taken.
Yes. That is true. We appreciate Daniel Ramirez passing that along to us. We're going to come back with stats here in just a minute, but again, let's paint the picture of where things are right now in Big 12 play. Baylor, TCU, and Texas Tech are all 10-3. Tied for second in the Big 12. Right now, West Virginia, percentage points ahead of those 3 teams with an 11-3 record. They've played one more game and won it. So right now, at the end of the night, West Virginia finds itself in sole possession of first place in the Big 12. Baylor, TCU, and Texas Tech are all tied for second. Baylor will not play another game against West Virginia, but of its final 5 games, 2 will come on the road, where Baylor has actually played better this year on the whole, I would say. Baylor's going to play in Lubbock next Wednesday night, so you're going to have an opportunity to either get ahead or stay ahead of them, depending on how things shake out, and then you're going to get another chance at the end of the regular season to face TCU. If you're wondering if they all play tough schedules, well, Baylor's schedule, and I think it's fair to start looking at things like this right now, Lori. Baylor plays at UCF on Sunday. Baylor, needs to take care of business, and that should be a win on the road. You never take it for granted, but that would be very disappointing. Then at Texas Tech, then home against Arizona, home against Kansas State. That's part of a stretch in which Baylor is going to play 5 games in the next 12 days. And then they're going to close out the regular season, the Bears are, on Sunday, March 1st against TCU. Now, West Virginia is in first place right now. Who do they have? Well, they play in Fort Worth on Sunday, and honestly, right now, I don't know. My brain doesn't tell me who to root for in that game. I've never seen a double loss before, but that's what I'm pulling for. West Virginia hosts Oklahoma State. That's a game they probably should win, but Oklahoma State capable. Then at UCF, and then West Virginia, and then West Virginia hosts Cincinnati to close out the regular season. Right now, West Virginia, of the teams that are at the top of the Big 12 right now, has probably the easiest path, but I would say Texas Tech a little bit. Texas Tech has Oklahoma State this weekend. Go Pokes in that one. Then Baylor will play them in Lubbock next Wednesday. Then they play at Colorado, who knocked off TCU this past weekend. Then at Kansas, and then they host Arizona State. So a lot of, Texas Tech, the way they played, they should feel like they should win most of those, but there's going to be a lot of close games. And then TCU also has a tough close to the regular season. They host West Virginia on Sunday, then play at Houston, then take on Iowa State, then at Cincinnati, and then the game against Baylor. So I know I just threw a lot of things at you. I think the point you can take away is all the 4 teams atop the Big 12 within a half game of each other have some tough games ahead. Baylor's got some tough games ahead at Lubbock, at Fort Worth, and you never take anything for granted. But the point being in all that, if Baylor can bounce back, take care of the games in front of you, you're going to have a chance to play for a Big 12 regular season title if you handle your business.
That's right. You just can only handle what you can handle. That is it. You only control what you can control. So for Baylor, it's just, it's always disappointing when you scoreboard watch. It truly is, and sometimes you've seen it work out in the right way, but that right there you cannot worry about. Just let them. We've got to play it out, and so do they, and hopefully it falls in Baylor's favor.
Yeah, and West Virginia only has 4 games remaining. All the other teams have 5 left. 83-67, the final score. This is the First Central Credit Union postgame show. Everything we do for you. We'll take a timeout and come back with final stats and then wrap things up here from Foster Pavilion. We had a great crowd tonight, but They go home unhappy after TCU erupts from beyond the arc en route to an 83-67 win here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice.
Hey, Dirt.
It's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230CK and KR
Hey, Dirt.
HD3.
Oh, it is a double?
No, let's not. We'll
Everything we do for you.
Slam dunk benefits at First Central Credit Union. Tip off with free checking that pays cash, less fees, great rates, quick local loans, easy online applications, a free mobile app, secure remote control cards, 24/7 deposits, and more services at our ATMs, and a free new member t-shirt. Join today at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and application requirements apply. Member NCUA.
If you're good with that, I think that's
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Cameron will throw to break and then let the break run into
You hear
the
that?
close.
That's the sound.
Sounds good, guys.
Zero sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing zero sugar cola. Listen to that endless pour.
Last spot.
Or refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome you back into the First Central Credit Union postgame show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. Baylor, TCU, and Texas Tech now tied for second in Big 12 play, all at 10-3. A half a game behind West Virginia, following an 83-67 TCU win tonight. If you heard Coach Nikki after the game, she said they executed the game plan well in the first half, but then failed to adjust in the second half when Miles got hot. Suarez also was excellent. Those two players combined for 67 of their 83 points. Baylor scored 67. Miles and Suarez, they've been the majority of their offense this year, as has Donovan Hunter, who was quieter tonight, but they didn't need her to erupt in scoring. They've been the majority of their scoring this year, but obviously this was especially extreme when you've got Miles, a three-time and soon-to-be four-time All-American, erupting for a career-high 40 points, the first time since Morgan William for Mississippi State.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I guess it happens. It happens on occasion with a great player.
That was Elite 8, and
yes.
she had one heck of a performance and Mississippi State ended up winning the national championship that year.
Yeah.
That's why Coach Johnny Harris has a ring.
She
across
does,
the
yeah,
way.
and we're glad to have her at Baylor
are.
now. Let's take a look at this final stats in this game before we wind down. I think you'll see. Clearly, the difference here was 3-point shooting tonight. Baylor was outshot by TCU, and you might say, yeah, but only by 4%, 46-42%. Free throws, Baylor 12 of 16, TCU 10 of 11. Baylor has been excellent shooting free throws in the Big 12. Not quite as good tonight, but still good. Turnovers, 11 apiece. TCU scored 4 more points off of turnovers than Baylor. TCU had a 39-31 edge on the board, 10-5 edge in second chance points. So in each of these categories, TCU has been a little bit better than Baylor. But on three-point shooting, they were markedly better. Baylor 7 of 25, 28%. TCU 15 of 29 for 52% against Baylor, who came into the game as the best three-point shooting defensive team in the nation. Olivia Miles was almost impossible to stop. She erupted for 23 of her 40 points in the third quarter to finish with a career-high 40. 13 of 28 from the field, 10 of 20 from beyond the arc. 27 points for Marta Suarez, and as you heard Coach Nikki say, maybe you can withstand 40 from Miles, but Suarez, who's their second leading scorer at 16 points, so very good, no slouch, but you couldn't allow her to have that kind of night, and that's what happened. The rest of the team scored 16 points combined. For the Bears, 3 in double figures, led by Talia Scott. An efficient night for her. She reached 1,000 points in her career in just her 48th career game, becoming only the 22nd player since the turn of the millennium to reach 1,000 points that quickly. Some of the other names on that list: Caitlin Clark, Juju Watkins, Courtney Paris, and Baylor great Sheila Lambert. She also had 4 assists and 3 rebounds. Jana Van Geitenbeek hit 4 threes tonight, 4 of 7. She finishes with 14 points, 6 assists, no turnovers, also 4 rebounds. Dariana Littlepage-Buggs exited the game twice with some tweaks, but thankfully she was able to go 29 minutes and was walking around on the floor talking to teammates and fans after the game. She finishes with 14 points and 5 rebounds. After that, no one else on the team scored more than 4. Bella Fauntleroy, a tough night, 2 of 8 shooting. Yuting Dunn did hit her last 2 shots. That was good to see. She finishes 2 of 5. Baylor's going to need her in the home stretch here to kind of get going again on offense. Offense, not the strength of this Baylor team, so you need it wherever you can get it. And Yuting Dunn has that ability. She's got to kind of fight through that wall here after playing 12 games as a freshman, now already 26 in her sophomore season. KJ, 2 points, 3 rebounds for the Bears, 4 points, as we said, for Yuting Dunn. Kira Pemberton, Kyla Abraham each had 2. Markayla Johnson had 3. It all adds up to an 83-67 TCU win tonight. Disappointing night in front of a crowd of nearly 6,000 people, far and away the biggest crowd of the season. I know everyone's disappointed, but 2 more home games, and I hope we'll see that kind of crowd here at the last 2, because Baylor is going to need those to get where they want to be. And I know fans probably don't feel like it, but they made a difference tonight, just like they did on Saturday, and we're going to need them again here. But thanks to everyone who came out tonight. It was a great crowd.
Absolutely. The crowd was just energized and into it, and I know had a great time, and everybody wore gold. I loved everybody got the assignment, and they were in the building. And you're absolutely right. Just 2 more games left here at home. But Baylor right now is all focused on the 2 games that are on the road, and just singularly on UCF on Sunday afternoon.
TCU improves to 22-4 overall with the win, 10-3 in Big 12 play. The Bears fall to 10-3 in Big 12 play, 21-5 on the season. Next up for the Bears, a trip to Orlando to take on a UCF team that the Bears defeated by 25 here at Foster Pavilion on January 21st. 73-48 was the final in that one. This game will be a 1 o'clock start on Sunday, 1 o'clock Central. We will be on the air at 12:30 from Addition Financial Arena in Orlando, as the Bears will look to, again, Lori, I mean, all you can do after a game like that is pause. You got to maybe kind of lick your wounds a little bit, but then learn from it. And this team has done that this year, and that's going to be their charge here over the final 2 weeks of the regular season.
And I think Coach Nikki and her staff are good about that. Everybody's going to brood a bit tonight, and the film will be difficult to watch, but they will turn the page and get themselves ready, because that's really, again, that's what you control. Is what you've got right in front of you, and that's UCF, and that's all you got to focus on right now. But right now, you're just going to wallow a little bit.
Yeah, you feel that a little bit. But again,
the sun comes out tomorrow, and you
got to learn from it. You got to learn from it, and you're going to have to. I think you look at. I'll say this too as we close here now. I mean, we're in the home stretch of the season. We've got there's big goals ahead, and tonight you failed to take a step to get towards that. Again, Baylor's 5 losses this year have all come against some of the nation's top 20 teams. But I think it's clear you're going to have to work to be, I think, that much better. I think you look here, the defense is better than it looked tonight. But for whatever reason, it wasn't that tonight. And to get where you want to be, you're going to have to face some great players, some great teams. You're going to have to be that much better. And I think even you look, I think Bella Fauntleroy and Yuting Dunn are a couple players that you want to get a little more points out of than you've seen tonight. And those 2 things that you need don't sound that unmanageable. Tonight stinks, but those two things are very much within this team's grasp, and they've just got to keep working to get there because we've seen it throughout the year.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Right there with you.
Starts Sunday in Orlando. Again, we'll be on the air at 12:30. We hope that you will join us. 83-67, the final score tonight. We appreciate you being with us, whether you are listening on our live stream or watching on our Courtside cam. Courtside cam that is brought to you by NextLink. We appreciate you all being there with us, and or listening on our flagship station, Fox Sports 93.9. Want to say thanks to our producer Cameron Savoy at our studio.